back. Welcome in, everyone. You're not going to have a face to a name on this stream, but we're having some PC difficulties here. There was so much overwhelming support for our stream tonight that you guys actually crashed our stream. Again, the PCs are being overrun tonight by our coverage. So again, should be live. Gonna wait for confirmation here.
I do have it here, Joel, on my end. I do have full docs up. Everything is correct. So I am all good to go on my end in case it happens again.
Okay. So this is technically part two, I guess. Again, you're not going to see a name on a name to a face, but we're going to do full screen radar. We couldn't wait really any longer, so again, jumping right back into it here. No new warnings have come in. Actually, we were going to mention Shiawassee and Livingston County, but that was right when the stream crashed. So at the current time, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Shiawassee and Livingston County until 11:15. At 10:21, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 9 miles northwest of St. John's to Capital Region International Airport, 7 miles southwest of Eaton Rapids, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazards here are going to be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and a tornado possible, as we have gusty winds moving in through downtown Lansing at the current time. That's the main region. We're going to go back down to the south here where our tornado warning is in effect. In Cass County, and at last update, there was what we believed was debris being lofted or falling out from the storm. At the current time, we still have some decent rotation here, but looking at correlation coefficient radar, there is no debris at the current time. So good news there, but tornado warning remains in effect for Cassopolis, Vandalia, and Jones. This is in effect until the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and stay live here as long as we can. Hopefully no more computer issues. And in fact, the latest scan, Chandler, we might have a tornado trying to touch down on the ground here, once again at Mount Zion Street and Wade Road. So that is going to be heading up towards the M40 and M60 corridor. Again, this is about the same area that we saw the tornado back in March. So same area, Jones, and eventually heading towards Three Rivers with time. No warning yet for St. Joseph County, but we will likely see a new one coming soon. There's multiple indices up and down this line where the reds and greens are trying to hook in on each other here across eastern Cass County. So watch out if you are in eastern Cass County, eventually into western St. Joseph County, heading towards Three Rivers and Constantine with time. Heading back to the Lansing area, the gusty winds are now in and through Lansing, heading down I-96 through Mason, Williamston, Weberville. We go south towards Leslie and Rives Junction and Eaton Rapids. That is where the most of these winds are at right now. We have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for portions of Clinton and Ingham County. Those are 70-mile-per-hour winds. Those are the only hazards. They also have tornado possible listed at the current time.
Joel, I know we are trying to keep your PC online. I just want you to know I cannot see you at all, so I'm running blind with you.
That's fine.
Which is okay.
Yeah, so right now there are no tornado warnings in effect besides the one in Cass County. If you guys are saying tornado warning in the east side of the state, that is incorrect. That is a tornado watch in effect. Tornado watch is different from a tornado warning. Watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes later tonight, but there's nothing imminent for your area. The only tornado warning that's in effect is for eastern Cass County. Yeah, I think, Dawn, I know you're messaging me here. I think I'm going to keep the stream not sharing here in our voice chat, just because I think that's also taking up a lot of my CPU. But as long as you can hear me in real time, I think we're good.
Joel, during this brief lull in the action, we do have a pretty good view of this coming on our office camera. I don't know if you do or don't want to take it. If not, I totally get it. But I would like to go outside just to catch a look at it, so I can know what exactly it is we're seeing, especially with this rotation tightening up in eastern Cass County. So
Is it live?
Shall return momentarily.
Is your cam live?
I think so. Gamble on it. See what happens.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay, cool. I shall return shortly.
All right. So we're looking at the storm right now down in Cass County. And this could be producing one or multiple tornadoes very soon in a very favorable environment. Zooming back in here, we still have that couplet that is just outside of Vandalia and Jones. And that is continuing off to the east down Shavehead Lake Street with time here. If we go ahead and look at correlation coefficient, no debris. There was a brief pixel there for a second on Mount Zion that was interesting, but that has since faded. But we are very, very close here to tornado genesis, so we got to keep an eye on it. And you can see there's just a general hook shape to it right now on our reflectivity radar, where it makes the C shape on radar. And so that is heading for Constantine and Three Rivers, as shown here live on our Three Rivers camera out there in the distance. That is something to keep an eye on as it rolls in towards our office headquarters down there in Three Rivers. Heading back up to the north a little bit, the gusty winds are traveling down 69 and 96 at the current time. Right now in Perry, Ovid, Elsie, and Langsburg, winds here of 60 to 70 miles per hour. There's also pixels elevated of 80 to 85 over Langsburg and Perry at 2,800 feet off the ground. So 2,800 feet off the ground, those are the winds that we are being read. However, closer to the ground, it's more in the ballpark of 60 to 70 because not all of that wind is mixing to the surface.
Joel, I have returned.
Yes.
We're going to be getting ready to shelter at the office within the next probably 10 to 15 minutes or so.
Camera still live?
Oh, yeah. With the rotation kind of tightening up just a little bit on the eastern half of Cass County there. I'm waiting for this new scan to come in. It's truthfully tracking pretty much right at us. So we're going to wait and see what this does. It was too tough to tell outside if this little area...
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'm assuming that's for us.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You can hear the alert going off on my phone currently. Turn that off.
Wow, that's a big tornado warning box. That's the first time in a while I've seen something like this. So, the National Weather Service in northern Indiana has issued a tornado warning for eastern Cass County and the entirety of St. Joseph County in southwestern Michigan until 11:30 p.m. At 10:42, severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes were located along a line extending from Marcellus to Simonton Lake, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Dangerous storms will be near Three Rivers, White Pigeon, Centerville, and Colon between 10:50 and 11:15 p.m. We also have Vandalia, Nottawa, Klinger Lake, Donnell Lake, Fishers Lake, Union, Jones, Fawn River, Leonidas, and Corey Lake in this tornado warning. This line of thunderstorms is
Joel,
capable
I
of producing tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. Do not wait to see it. Go ahead, Chandler.
There might be power flashes on that camera. I'm gonna just poke my head out the door and see if that's lightning or power flashes. That's looking to the north, to the northwest. I'll be right back.
Okay. It kind of has that eerie greenish blue tint to it. But I think that's lightning. It can't be for sure, though. Very ominous. Again, that's heading straight for our Three Rivers Constantine area right now. So it's all St. Joseph counties. Red box here is your tornado warning. The good news is in the Lansing area, tornado warning has been dropped, but 60 to 70 mile per hour winds still continue through the east side of Lansing. I will say
It is
that
lightning.
it is lightning.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just the moisture content out there this evening. But good news is with time, this line is slowly starting to weaken. As I mentioned here, once it gets to the I-75 corridor, it's really going to start to fall apart and fizzle out. And we are seeing that right now in Shiawassee and Shiawassee and Livingston County. Still, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. We're going to likely see all of Clinton County canceled here shortly. It does continue for it does continue for portions of Ingham County. Eaton and Berry are in the clear, is what I meant to say. Also, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, no severe thunderstorm warnings for you, but some gusty winds and torrential downpours are moving through your neck of the woods. Camera still live, Chandler?
Yes, sir. Alex is saying power flashes. I'm trying to figure out where that is. I'm gonna run back outside to see if I can confirm that. It almost looks like straight west there could be some power flashes. I'm gonna go back out. This is literally 5 minutes from here, you guys. So I'm gonna run back outside, okay?
It's getting pretty close to our office there in Constantine and Three Rivers MSCHQ. Also, just to the south, we also have a couple distinct notching features right south of the state line, Simonton Lake, Bristol area. Those, in fact, that might actually be, and it is. Not sure if Chandler can hear me, but we do have a tornado on the ground heading towards Bristol, Indiana. And that would be continuing towards Michigan if it continues off to the east-northeast towards White Pigeon. Although with these QLCS spin-ups, they are very short-lived. And by the time it gets up to the Michigan border, it may not be on the ground anymore. But still, looks like a tornado on the ground. Chandler, I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe not. But we do have a tornado on the ground south of the state line at the current time. New severe thunderstorm warning. We're going all the way back up to the north. Well in advance of the gusty winds moving in. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for all of Genesee County except for the far northern sliver until midnight Eastern Time. At 10:45, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Elsie to Maurice to 6 miles southeast of Williamson, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Hazards are 60 mile per hour wind gusts. It is radar indicated, and damage to roof siding and trees is possible. We're going to try the face cam again. If it starts lagging, I'm turning it off, so we'll see. But again, Genesee County, you have probably another 20 minutes or so before it arrives at you guys. This is a severe thunderstorm warning well out in advance of the storms arriving. But the good news is the overall presentation on radar is starting to look a lot weaker than it did as it was crossing through Ionia and Clinton counties. If we go back to the Grand Rapids radar, if it decides to load, there's a lot of data out there tonight. Every single pixel you see on radar is like a kilobyte. So it's a lot of data trying to get loaded at the same time here from the Grand Rapids office. Unless the radar's down. Nope, there we go. Just took forever to load there. A lot of data coming in. Nothing of concern here in the Grand Rapids and West Michigan vicinity. Some heavy downpours up here in Isabella and Clare counties. Perhaps a little bit of wind trying to gust in. I see something that kind of catches my eye near Miles Road and Howard City Edmore Road, but that is very, very weak at the current time. So we'll head back down south here to our main concern. Chandler, are you there?
All right, then you know what? Why don't you just stay home? You'll be okay. All right.
Got Chandler's cam back live here. We do have, I don't know if you can hear me, Chandler, a tornado on the ground in Bristol to your southwest.
Hey, Joel.
Can you hear me, Chandler?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I was just saying you have a tornado on your ground to your southwest right now in Bristol.
Yes, it is unwarned at the moment. We did observe some power flashes. I'm going to turn my camera a little bit to
Yep.
see if we can see any more power flashes. There's just a little brief sprinkle here. Brittany is on her way to the office, and we are going to get ready to shelter in place.
Yes.
I'm going to see. Looks like they're pretty busy in Indiana. I was going to see if Ryan could pop in here for a minute to help you just until everything passes here. But yeah, I'm curious if we're going to be able to see that tornado to the south here. So, but I got a power just flickered here. I'm going to turn it over to you, okay?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
So yeah, if you are tuning in live right now, we have a tornado warning for all of St. Joseph County and eastern Cass County. We're going to stay live with this storm, so kind of a little bit of a PSA right now because there is a general weakening trend with our storms up here in Shiawassee, Livingston, Ingham, and Genesee counties. We'll check in every once in a while with you guys, but right now it's just 60-mile-per-hour winds moving through. If you are in Shiawassee, Genesee, Livingston, or Ingham County, those severe thunderstorm warnings do continue. A gradual weakening trend, but still 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. We're going to pivot down to this area right now in southern Michigan where the tornado warnings are in effect and where tornadoes could be on the ground at any moment, like in between scans. And so we have to kind of hawk eye in on some of these bits of rotation at the current time. The tornado does continue right into Bristol, Indiana. If you know anyone just south of the state line, that's on Interstate I-80, I-90, southwest of White Pigeon. That's a tornado on the ground heading into Bristol, Indiana at the current time. It is trying to wobble a little bit north and may be a concern for White Pigeon here very soon. There you go. There's your observed tornado warning for Bristol as it continues off to the east-northeast. There's our camera at the office south of Three Rivers. Looking to the southwest at the notch inside the line of storms that could be producing a tornado at any time. We'll keep an eye on this little distinct feature here in the center of the screen. Our crew at the MSC headquarters south of Three Rivers is taking shelter right now. They're in the tornado warning with the line quickly approaching. And this is going to continue towards the east at about 45 miles per hour, so rather quickly. We have some bad data up here, some funkiness going on with the velocity signature up here north of Three Rivers. That is clean air at the current time, so we'll keep an eye on it. Of course, there's some merging cells ongoing here near the Mendon area, but that is not in the spot that we would usually see rotation. So it's more of just bad data at the current time. Continue to flip back and forth here between the radar and our camera in Three Rivers. Again, 45 miles per hour off to the east. And that is really the only concern right now, besides the 60-mile-per-hour winds that are rolling through the I-69, I-96 corridor out here in Shiawassee and Livingston counties. Again, this threat is starting to pivot a little bit more to the south now. And with time tonight, we are losing our instability, our storm fuel that is out there for these storms to continue producing these damaging winds and perhaps spin up tornadoes.
Just an update here, Joel. We are getting ready to shelter at the office. My wife is almost here, as the storms are about 10 to 15 minutes away. Constantine does not have sirens going right now, and we cannot hear any from Three Rivers or Centerville. Just an FYI, we're trying to figure that one out as well.
Okay.
So we may lose power. Squall line's looking pretty gnarly. But just FYI.
Sounds good. And again, they could have turned on and turned them off again. And sirens sometimes do turn on and turn off. So just because the sirens turn off does not mean the threat is over. It's a good rule of thumb. Again, sirens should be your last mode of receiving warning. You should have us here, of course, at MSC, weather radios, alerts on your phone, text messages. There's a bunch of different other options. And, of course, the buddy system, which, again, is where you and a buddy always look after each other during a severe weather event. If your buddy sees that you're in a tornado warning, they would call you, let you know. And vice versa, if you see your buddy in a tornado warning, you would be responsible for calling them. So good idea for a night like tonight. As severe storms do continue to cross the state of Michigan. Again, you can't see me right now, but I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. I'm usually up in the top right corner, but because our PC is being bogged down a little bit tonight by all of you guys tuning in for this coverage, I am saving as much room on my PC as possible. So, a name without a face. This rotation is now very close to Constantine, about 2 or 3 minutes away. It's very, it's kind of strong, but it's also a little bit broad at the current time, which is good. But it won't take much, especially in the environment we have out there this evening, for it to spin up into a quick tornado. And you can see, if you look and zoom out, there's a lot of converging winds coming into play right now in St. Joseph County, but also across the border here in the LaGrange region of Indiana. And this is the place that we're going to need to be watching out for, especially also extending up into southern Kalamazoo County and southern Calhoun County as the night progresses on towards the I-69 corridor. Arguably, it is also the strongest looking storm in terms of just intensity with the rain, which is what I'm showing you guys right now. Any of the bright reds you see on radar is your heavy, heavy rain. And we see that pretty much taking up all of eastern Cass County and portions of northwestern St. Joseph County, all the way up into Kalamazoo. Would not be surprised if we saw some minor flash flooding occurring, also across into southern Berry and southern Eaton counties at the current time. Go ahead and zoom up to the north here real quick. I know a couple of you guys in chat are watching from far northern Michigan. Just to quickly check in on you guys up here, there is no warnings in effect. It may be gusty out there tonight. For the most part, a lot of the instability stayed to the south today. And so that does not translate to severe weather as much up here in northern Michigan. So good news. The probabilities are in your favor to not see severe weather tonight up here in northern Michigan. And I'm waiting for it to load. In fact, it looks like the radar's down. Unless it's just taking forever to load. So I'm not going to delay in waiting for that to load any longer. But again, there's no data coming in from our Gaylord radar. So unfortunately, it looks like northern Michigan is in the dark right now in terms of radar coverage But I can tell you guys right now there is nothing going on in terms of severe weather to the north right now. Waiting for the radar to load back to the south. There we go. I'm getting it on, it must just be my software here. I'm getting it on my other computer or my other screen. And right now in northern Michigan is just a bunch of rain and a little bit of lightning in the Houghton Lake area. So good news. Nothing to be concerned about up there.
I am here for the second, Joel.
You turn to the camera a little bit.
Hang on a minute.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna go back outside. My wife and our two cats are here. We are taking shelter at the office.
Sounds good. And those clouds are moving in quick, so stay safe.
Yep. Yep.
The rain and the wind have arrived at our office in Three Rivers. Good news is, looking back on radar here, it looks like the rotation is trying to weaken a bit, but it is still quite the volatile atmosphere in this area. Again, observed tornado warning just south of the state line for Bristol, Indiana. We got a tornado on the ground heading right into Bristol, Indiana. And this couplet is still trying to ride the I-80, I-90 corridor, heading kind of just to the south of White Pigeon and Sturgis. So we'll have to keep an eye on those cells, those line of cells there as it continues off to the east-northeast. Cassopolis, you guys are also in the clear now. Yeah, it's still trying to spin up something here south of the state line. Not in Michigan, but it is very close. It's almost too close for comfort if you're in White Pigeons and Sturgis, especially since you already are in a tornado warning. You should be taking shelter in a basement, on the lowest floor of a building. Sturdy structure, of course, is your top option. If you have a storm shelter, they'll do you a great service for staying safe. We appreciate all of your damage reports coming in tonight. As we pick up the pieces here across the state of Michigan, again, feel free to send in any damage reports you got. We'll relay those over to the local National Weather Service offices. When you do send in damage reports, please let us know if it is your photo. If it's someone else's, let us know who you got it from. Time and a location is very important, specifically a nearest crossroad when you're sending in your damage reports. Can send them into our messenger. And please keep our messenger open for damage reports only this evening. We also have our Discord server, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. And again, those are the two best places to go. Also, Michigan Weather Reports. It's a community page on Facebook. You guys can join, submit your reports there. There's the wind and the rain at our office in Three Rivers right now. Fairly strong. Blinding.
Check out that angle of it, Joel.
Yeah. It looks like the center of the rotation, or if any rotation, is now just past the office.
Yeah, we watched it move directly to our south. We had a good view looking in at it. Um, there is something that we're going to have to go check out in Bristol tomorrow. There was a couple at ANCC drop just to the east. I'm sorry, the west of Bristol
Yeah.
for a couple frames. I'm gonna stay with you if I can. We might lose power, so
You're good.
if you want to take your radar back, if you don't already.
Yep, I already have it back. Chat's saying Chandler get to shelter or else.
The cats and wife are safely in shelter. We're all here ready to shelter if need be. Coverage goes on.
I'll go ahead and zoom back into the the east side of the state, where these damaging winds are possible heading into Genesee County and Livingston County of 60 miles per hour. There's not really any cross roads I can talk about because it really is just this entire line. Usually if it was more of a single location, we would probably talk more about specific roads, but right now it's just this entire orange box, or orange boxes you see on your screen. Those are your severe thunderstorm warning polygons. Now, Ingham County, you guys have just been dropped. Shiawassee and Livingston County won't be long now before your warnings are dropped too. And take a look at how much this is starting to decrease in intensity here across the 69 corridor. Now, again, you can still have a decent outflow boundary without precipitation on radar. So don't be fooled, even if the radar presentation isn't that great. Severe thunderstorm warnings do continue, but this is at least a good sign that we are that this northern portion of the line is on its way out for the I-96 and I-69 corridors. It's primarily now focusing in on 94. Did I say I-96 and 94 accidentally? If I did, I meant to say I-69 and I-96. These two corridors up here, east side of the state, kind of starting to wrap it up. But I-94 is a different story and points south. Thunderstorms with 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and perhaps a few tornadoes are possible.
Joel, I'm interested if you take a look just to the east of our office, in between Constantine and White Pigeon. I'm trying to see if that's just a little couple shear markers there, or if that actually could be another potential spin-up tornado. I don't know if you can hear the rain hitting the building, but
gonna wait
it's
for
boogieing.
yeah. I'm gonna wait for a post. I'm gonna wait for a new scan here real quick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that might be something on the ground in the Michigan side of things here. Right, just crossed over Block Road. Klinger Lake near Mintdale Road right now. That looks like a brief little spin-up tornado trying to touch down, if not on the ground. Correlation coefficient radar, which is a debris tracker. There is a little bit of funkiness going on here. We're looking for values that are more green and blue in this field of red. And we're seeing that embedded right where the velocities do pick up, which is our wind speed here, just to the northeast of White Pigeon. Would be continuing towards Sturgis and Burr Oak with time. Yes, we are back live. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier. Again, we do completely apologize for the stream issues. It was a combination of the PC and you guys all tuning in at the exact same time. It overstressed my already decent PC that can usually handle these streams, but we had about 53,000 people in here watching at once prior to the stream going out. So we're back for part 2 coverage here, and we're going to be live as long as possible tonight as these storms do continue across the rest of the state, which is going to be primarily southern Michigan, south of 96. So if you know anyone that was watching and maybe got kicked off, feel free to send the stream back their way here for part 2 coverage. We'll be live here until all of these red and orange boxes do expire here in Michigan.
Joel, I don't know if you saw that new scan come in or not yet for west of, I'm sorry, east
Sturgis.
of White Pigeon. Yeah, west of Sturgis there.
Yeah, that might be a brief tornado on the ground. Looks like it's already starting to wrap up, but County Highway 138, just south of Mintdale. So that's pretty close to the office there. I'm glad you guys kind of got skipped by it. But again, if you are in north of Sturgis right now, you should be taking shelter. This line is and has produced brief spin-up tornadoes heading towards Colon, Burr Oak, Sturgis, and eventually, once it gets into Branch County, Sherwood, Union City, and Bronson. This entire area needs to be on alert. Turn Austin's cam up there in the top right.
I'm gonna get the cameras back rolling again here, Joel, since we were able to figure out our technical difficulties.
Yeah.
According to my weather station monitor, it says it is raining cats and dogs outside.
Chandler, could you quickly pull up Easy Station
Yes, that's
and
what I'm.
check the Sturgis cam? Because this is a notch heading right for it.
Yes, Easy Station is currently loading. For those longtime viewers of Michigan Storm Chasers, I do have Oscar and Otis at the office with me. They are bouncing around. They are here and they are safe. I'm continuing to wait for Easy Station to load. I will let you know when it does load.
Okay.
Power is flickering here, Joel, so if I lose you, I will be back as soon as I can.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're currently watching this line of storms. It's in the Mendon, Centerville, and Sturgis region right now. There's a tornado warning in effect for all of St. Joseph County, but the rotation is primarily now in the center part and the east part, if anything at all, of St. Joseph County. And we will likely see an extension of probably a severe thunderstorm warning or maybe a new tornado warning coming soon for Branch County. So if you're over in Branch County, that is the next county up here for anything severe. We may also see severe warning up for Calhoun County. Can't be for certain. It looks more just like rain at the current time and some messy wind, according to Velocity Radar. More impressive down to the south here right now in St. Joseph County. And as a reminder, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for Shiawassee, Livingston, and Genesee County. There's nothing tornadic that we're seeing right now with these storms in Shiawassee, Genesee, and Livingston counties. And so we are kind of focusing on where there is potential tornado activity right now in southern Michigan. So if you're in a severe thunderstorm warning over here in the Flint region and the Howell region, be advised 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible, and those warnings are expiring actually very shortly for Livingston and Shiawassee. Genesee County still got another 45 minutes expiring at midnight. So keep that in mind. If you're watching right now from Grand Blanc, Flint, 60-mile-per-hour winds rolling in right now. They're still kind of on 75 and west of 75, but they'll be moving into Flint and Grand Blanc within the next 10 or so minutes, if not sooner. How's the Sturgis cam looking, Chandler?
I'm getting logged back into the Easy Station,
Okay.
allegedly.
Well, you may not get it now. I think someone just said power's now out in Sturgis.
Ah.
We'll see, though.
It has not let me log back in yet. That's the fun part.
Tornado warning does continue for Sturgis They're updating the polygon box here shortly.
All right, I do have Easy Station back here, Joel. Give me just uno momento.
Okay. Yeah, right now the rotation, by the way, is on the north side of Sturgis, Lakeview Avenue near Kelly Road. This is also heading right into Burr Oak. Debris tracker. Boy, it's tough to tell if that actually is something or not, but that is very close to Sturgis. At the very least, very gusty winds moving into Sturgis right now. Right there, traveling pretty much right down Lafayette Road, County Highway 149, and Kelly Road. Also, should mention they did extend the tornado watch to the east side of the state. I'm not sure if we got that on a page earlier when we were having technical difficulties with our page, but yeah, tornado watch has been extended to the east, just out of an abundance of caution through 2 a.m.
Sturgis camera is online, Joel. Full power, winds are moving, a lot of precipitation there. Looks very similar to the office camera.
You can kind of see the trees bending and swaying there in the center bottom part of the screen. And again, that's looking at the Sturgis Airport too. You can also see the rain curtains in the far bottom left corner of the screen there, rushing across the ground. So those are easily severe gusts, and perhaps a tornado or two possible as this line continues off into Branch County. And I'm surprised Branch County doesn't have a warning yet.
I wonder if they maybe were thinking that it was a little bit too broad for a downstream warning. Kind of surprised we only have the two warnings in the state.
Yeah.
Just a tornado warning down here in St. Joe County, and then up also for
Genesee.
oh, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me.
I already did.
Genesee County. There's a few MPing reports in the Elkhart area of broken power poles. So there also was a report at White Pigeon, I'm sorry, at 131 and US 12 in White Pigeon of a truck blown off the road. I'm not sure if it's a semi or if it's a other type of truck, but that is on the that we use to view MPing.
Still tornado possible, 60 mile per hour winds in the Genesee County region, but again, I'm not seeing anything in terms of rotation that catches my eye. It is primarily just 60 mile per hour winds at the current time.
I am also would you surprised that there's not a downstream continuation of at least a severe thunderstorm warning for Branch County or even Calhoun County, but
Right. 2,300 feet off the ground, there's 80 mile per hour winds, and there you go.
A new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Speak it into existence, kind of like we always do here at MSC.
and there it is.
So new considerable warning popping in. It also includes a county in Indiana here. It's going to be Steuben County, also northeastern LaGrange in Indiana, and all of Branch County in southwestern Michigan until midnight Eastern. At 11:17 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 8 miles west of Union City to 6 miles south of Bronson, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. As the chime indicated, it's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for winds of 70 miles per hour. As radar indicated, considerable tree damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings, as well as some trees. It's all of Branch County as a reminder, so no matter where you're at in Branch County, 70-mile-per-hour winds are possible. They also have tornado possible listed on this severe thunderstorm warning, as tornadoes can spin up at any time. Right now, if there's any rotation, it's still in the vicinity of Burr Oak, heading towards Bronson. It is surging north pretty quickly here. The main concern for the 70-mile-per-hour winds is this patch near and south of Bronson right now, where these lighter yellows are popping up. So north of Orland, Indiana, south of Bronson, Indiana, there are pixels here, as I was mentioning before I was cut off by the alert, of 82 to 83 and 84 miles per hour on Pleasant Hill Road. Now, mind you, that is 2,300 feet off the ground. That all may not be mixing to the ground completely, but there is enough confidence that at least 70-mile-per-hour winds is likely mixing to the ground. Continuation on the next scan here over to Cranston Road, at Rierson Road, and Cosmeric Road, and Parham Road. So this is getting very close to Bronson, actually, as it continues to move more north instead of east. Tornado warning does continue for St. Joseph County. The primary concern for the rotation in St. Joseph County right now, though, is over in Sturgis and Colon. If you're to the west of those cities I just mentioned, you guys are going to be in the clear here very shortly.
The downtrend is encouraging
Yes.
from what we have been seeing.
Getting reports of wind across Calhoun County right now. There are no alerts in effect for Calhoun County, but would not be surprised with how the atmosphere is currently playing out here in Calhoun County to see some gusts up to 50 miles per hour. But again, no warnings in effect, no statements in effect. Just be advised, it is gusty out there this evening within these thunderstorms for Calhoun, Eaton, and heading over towards the Ingham and Jackson counties. To the north, it's just a lot of rain. Up 127 and 75 north of Saginaw and Mount Pleasant. We also have one lone cell still back here in Shelby and Stony Lake. That is not a concern of any magnitude. Only concerns right now are going to be Branch and St. Joseph counties, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds in Genesee County. But as you can see, there are no extensions of these severe thunderstorm warnings, as this Boeing segment has gusted out very, very quickly as it reaches the 75 corridor. We called it from the beginning of the stream, as we mentioned. Once it gets to the 75 corridor, it's likely going to fizzle out, and that's exactly what it's doing. Once again, similar to last night, here in the state of Michigan. But that does line up with our probability map, our severe weather outlook we released earlier today. We had the 15 to 34% chance of damaging winds over there on the east side of the state. It's lower probabilities versus the 35 to 64% chance that we have for West Michigan, and of course the 65 to 89% chance. So again, east side of the state really wasn't the favored spot for those gusty winds today, but there were still some odds, just in case it did get there. It's just, I think at this point, the atmosphere is at the point of the evening where most of the energy is lacking, and it is getting pulled back into Indiana and southern Michigan. So we'll still have a short-fused severe threat here for a little while longer as 70-mile-per-hour winds roll up the US 12 corridor towards Coldwater. But other than that, no warnings are likely going to be issued ever again, hopefully later tonight, north of 96, as this Boeing segment continues to fizzle out in Genesee County. If you're in Genesee County right now, let us know if you see any damage with the potential 60-mile-per-hour winds. But this is looking like it's on its way out for areas along and north of 96.
There's very, very minimal surface-based cape left over anywhere in the state of Michigan north of US 12.
Yeah.
Which is exceptional.
Yeah. It's an encouraging sign that hopefully we're done actually sooner rather than later. But we are not done yet. It's an intriguing signature there, north of Teconcha.
Switch back to my IWX radar. You know, that's the kind of portion of the state where it's really tough because it's right in between the Grand Rapids and
Right.
the IWX radars.
Yeah, I'm seeing reds and greens close together here, but it feels like it's on the edge of the storm and not really under the center of the mezzo, so that's a little displaced. But again, let us know what you guys are seeing in the Teconcha area, north of Teconcha, south of Marshall. Unfortunately, we don't have any weather cameras in Branch County at this time. If you are in Branch County, we'd love to sponsor a weather camera or anywhere in the state. Feel free to reach out to us. Expanding on our weather camera network, there's still a lot of gaps out there, including here in Southwest Michigan and Cass and Branch County, which have 0 weather cameras. Yes, tornado warning is still continuing for St. Joseph County for another 4 more minutes. I think they're just going to let it run out of time, which is 11:30.
I am like we've been talking about, Joel. We are both kind of encouraged by this general weakening trend, even
Yes.
here in the southern central portion of the state. Now, only the 2 active warnings for the entire state of Michigan: the tornado warning, which is about to expire, and the Branch County severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, this Boeing segment that got the gusty winds is now approaching Coldwater pretty quickly here. Butcher Road and Lockwood Road. That's the next intersection up. Also Fenn Road at Benke. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Bader Road. So it's about 4-ish miles southwest of Coldwater as the crow flies right now, and continues to push off to the north-northeast. So if in Coldwater, be prepared for isolated power outages and winds up to 70 miles per hour as it rolls down and south of US 12. Our next camera up for any sort of shelf cloud action, lightning, and perhaps wind. Chandler, I think, is going to be Allen at the Marble Springs campground there. So if you are still there, Chandler, that might be something to keep in the back of our head if that becomes a point of concern.
Michelle Pograp.
It does point north, so it would be anything up towards the Teconcha region.
You can see lightning on it, but that's about it for right now.
Oakland County isn't a special weather statement, by the way. I missed this earlier. In effect until 12:15 for winds of 50 miles per hour. So they are now confirming it is below severe criteria. It's still strong winds, but if you're in Oakland County, your stress level should be decreasing. Especially if you're anywhere north of 94, your stress level should be decreasing now as this system continues to pivot into southeastern Michigan, south of 94. Also, that camera we took earlier in Sturgis is courtesy of Fawn River HVAC. Appreciate them for sponsoring the camera there. Also, I will make this point of preference right now just because we're kind of in the lull of action. First and foremost, tornado warning has been expired for St. Joseph County. It ran out of time. 11:30 was the cutoff time, so it is now officially done. Secondly, if you guys have donated a super chat tonight, we appreciate you guys so very much. And usually, we would read them all off Unfortunately, our live stream cut off in the middle of tonight, and so anything that was sent during part 1 coverage, unfortunately, we won't be able to read off. Just know, very grateful for you guys' support, and as long as the stream doesn't cut out anymore through the end of the night, we'll read off your super chats here at the end of the night. So if you guys have been supporting us throughout the night, we appreciate you guys very much, and you guys will get the shout you deserve here if you guys donated during part 2 coverage. So thank you guys very much from everyone here at MSC. And I'm already seeing here, Chandler, on our stream, the Joel's Better Computer Fund popping up. So
Oh boy.
we might have to put it for both of us too, because your computer was also it was. If you guys don't realize, earlier when the stream cut out, we were trying to get Chandler logged in on his computer, and his computer was doing pretty much the exact same thing, where it was kind of lagging around a little bit, and that was without it streaming at all. So
Sometimes my computer gets used for other projects that I don't know about, and we find it out when we need to use it that it was used for other projects. And it's not how prepared we like to be.
yeah. Current time, by the way, 11:30. We just hit the 11:30 mark here. I'm, again, Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. You can't see my face. I wish I could show it, but again, the PC is running on fumes tonight, so I'm trying not to push it to its limits, per se. And usually below me would be Vice President Operations Chandler. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight for severe weather coverage that is going to continue here with the severe thunderstorm warning in Branch County. Good news, if you're up in Genesee County, the severe thunderstorm warning has expired there. So we're down to one warning now and one special weather statement, as now a flood advisory comes in for Calhoun and Kalamazoo County. Definitely worth the flood advisory. Has been widespread rain just passing through the area. We'll also take flood reports from you guys if you're in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek right now. They're issuing this flood advisory until 2:30 a.m. It says at 11:29, Doppler radar indicated heavy rain of 1 to 2 inches that has already fallen, with up to another inch possible, and minor flooding is already ongoing or is expected to begin shortly in the advisory area. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Kalamazoo, or not flash flooding, but just normal flooding, Kalamazoo, Portage, Battle Creek, Galesburg, Parchment, Climax, Richland, Gull Lake, Comstock Northwest, Westwood, Brownlee Park, Augusta, Scotts, Comstock, Oshtemo, and Caresco. That is that flood advisory that just popped in for portions of Calhoun and Kalamazoo County. You can see that here, right on radar. Any of that bright beaming red that you see across the 94 and 69 interchange there in Calhoun County. In fact, that band of rain, Chandler, is so thick, I think almost all of Calhoun County, with the exception of Homer and Point South, is in heavy rain right now, as indicated on radar by these brighter reds.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. That is a lot of rain.
A new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
So an extension of the 70-mile-per-hour winds that are now rolling into Coldwater are also south, down near Kinderhook. And yeah, we're going to have a new warning coming in here for Hillsdale County. Before that warning comes in, I want to break it down road by road here. It does extend from Coldwater south down to the state line, specifically on Brown Road right now, near Hammond Road. Also nearing Lester at Hammond. We have Warren at Brocklebank, Campbell at Fremont, and Central at South Fremont as well. Also extending up into the lakes here south of Quincy, getting close to the South Fremont Road area at Cornell. So that Fremont area, or Fremont Road area, is the area of concern right now for potentially 70-mile-per-hour winds. And here is your new severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service in northern Indiana has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Hillsdale County, the entirety of it, until 12:30 a.m. It also includes northern Williams County in northwest Ohio. At 11:32, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Burlington to Hamilton and the movement is off to the east at about 55 miles per hour. It is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. That is a level 2 of level 3 type of severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. And it is radar indicated. Also, they are including a tornado possible with this thunderstorm, as mentioned in the special text. So at any point you could see a tornado spin up. And it does continue for storms in Branch County as well. Not really seeing anything in terms of rotation right now. This is starting to translate into just a straight line wind effect. And again, while straight line winds can often cause more damage than tornadoes, at least we are not going to see the intensity of tornadoes while this system continues to decrease in intensity. But this is continuing up the US 12 corridor, so with time, Reading, Jonesville, Hillsdale, and North Adams are going to get some of these 70 mile per hour winds, as well as Camden and Frontier in southern Hillsdale County. I'm going to try it again, Chandler. I'm going to try turning on my camera.
Okay.
I can already hear my PC starting to run hard.
Oh.
But yeah,
The cats have never been more confused as to why they're in an office that they'd never been into before in their entire life.
I have your cam on now as well, Chandler. We're up here in the top right, everybody. Again, our PC dealt with some issues earlier this evening with an encoder problem. I'm actually going to plug this real quick. If you are into like fixing like what to do for streaming, it may not be my PC because my PC was custom built, 64 gigabytes of RAM. If you guys are into like tech or getting the right settings set up for a live stream that can host 55,000 people watching at the exact same time, it's kind of a niche request. But please reach out to me. My email is joel@michiganstormchasers.com, and would appreciate that. Obviously, don't overwhelm my email, but if you guys have any tips or tricks, we run our software on OBS, if you guys are familiar with that streaming software. And there are settings that I was messing around with for like 2 hours straight, and eventually my PC just kind of gave up. So we're back live now, though. It seems like we're doing much better than we were earlier this evening, so we're doing all right. And the good news is we're almost done here this evening, as there's only 2 more severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Chandler, did you show off your kitties while I was rambling there about my PC?
Oscar may or may not have been shown off during the stream. May or may not have. It could have happened.
It's always nice. It's our kind of our stress relief cat there. If you guys are watching with storm anxiety, we feel for you guys. We're almost through it, especially if you're in Branch and Hillsdale County right now, which is under the gun for these damaging winds of perhaps 70 miles per hour. We're almost there, everyone. We can get through it together. Just got to wait maybe another hour or so before these winds drop below severe limits. Definitely looks like a flooding concern for the I-94 corridor. This is heading towards the Jackson region. So while Jackson and Marshall may not be getting the severe weather tonight, there is still a lot of heavy rain out there that is continuing down the 94 corridor. So I would not be surprised if we saw a continuation of a flood advisory into portions of eastern Calhoun County, maybe even up into northern Eaton County and northern Ingham County, but also into Jackson County with time.
Joel, I'm not sure if you have looked at any of your precipitation accumulation, but poking around on mine, I'm finding a couple pixels of 2.7, even one of 2.9 in eastern Kalamazoo County, western Calhoun County, towards the Galesburg, Augusta, Battle Creek area.
That's impressive.
And there's a very large swath. I'm sure you'll see it if you do look.
Do you have your radar on?
Yeah, you can pull it if you want to.
There you go.
From Cass and St. Joe County, I mean, inch and a half into Kalamazoo County, inch again, inch and a half. But then we really start to see it, that 2 to 2.5 range up in Calhoun County, very southeastern Berry County as well. But there's just a couple pixels in here of again 2.6. There's another one that I saw down here, 2.6. So there's a lot of rain out there, and this is still falling, moving its way to the east. I would imagine that we might see some of those other areas, Marshall, Marengo, Albion, heading into Jackson County, picking up some of those high levels of precipitation as well.
There you go. There's your recap on precipitation. So what's kind of turning into tonight, and we mentioned that going into this week, those PWAT values, it's spelled PWAT, it stands for precipitable water, very high moisture content in the atmosphere. It's basically the thickness of the water if it was condensed from the entire troposphere down into a tiny little tube. And so, when you get PWAT values up around 2 inches, you can usually get some rainfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. And again, this evening we've seen some of those 1 to 2 inch per hour rates and some isolated spots of 3, which are starting to pick up here across the Calhoun County region. If you are in Hillsdale County, though, these winds are now entering Hillsdale County, in Quincy as well right now. The apex of the bow, the point where it sticks out the most, is just to the north of Reading. It is passing right down Bankers Road near Kellogg Drive, a small dead-end road called McCune Drive, and a north-south road of South Allen Road. So it's heading straight into Allen. We have South Allen Road and just regular Allen Road. That's interesting. National Weather Service
Alert.
Yeah, the National Weather Service is going to go severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County.
For just the southern half.
You got the graphic?
Yes.
Alrighty. Alright, so this is going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect along and actually south of 94. It's almost like a cutoff line here. Issued by the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids, southern Jackson County till 12:45 a.m. At 11:40, a severe thunderstorm, or actually a couple severe thunderstorms, were located from 5 miles southwest of Homer to 5 miles northwest of Montpelier. Movement is east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And it's everyone along and south of 94 in this severe thunderstorm warning. That does include downtown Jackson. If you're up to the north, Rives Junction and Springport, you guys are not in the severe thunderstorm warning, but torrential rainfall is likely. Again, 60 mile per hour winds, that is the only hazard here in Jackson County, so they are not concerned with the rotating thunderstorms in Jackson County. So if you're in Jackson County right now, take a nice breath of relief. However, 60 mile per hour winds are still a little bit serious, as tree damage is still likely. So stay away from those exterior walls where trees may come crashing in. So we're up to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. 2 of those are considerable for Branch and Hillsdale County. In fact, Branch was just trimmed, so Colon, Bronson is out of it. Also, if you're back in St. Joseph County, as I mentioned, the tornado warning expired a little bit ago now. St. Joseph County, you guys are completely in the clear for the evening, and that includes our office there at MSC. Yeah, that's it's like false data. I know we always talk about the reds and greens close together like that, but on some nights like this where it's so far away from the radar, we have data that kind of just makes false returns, and we're seeing that right now in the Parmer region near East Michigan Avenue and Harrington. But again, 60 mile per hour winds along and south of 94 in Jackson County with a new severe thunderstorm warning. Coldwater and points east still kind of under the gun for your damaging winds. To the west of Coldwater, you guys are starting to be in the clear. Any reports that you've been seeing coming in, Chandler, of any significance this evening? I know we had a lot of wind damage out there across West Michigan. Not sure if you've been in Messenger at all this evening, but I know we've had a lot of damage and, of course, a couple tornadoes that might have touched down out there.
To be 100% honest, I have not been. Lydia has been handling Messenger. Shout out to Lydia. She's our office manager here at Michigan Storm Chasers, and she has done a phenomenal job. There are 0 messages waiting to be read. So, even though we had automatic replies on tonight, um, she has been in there going through everything and making sure everybody's content was seen. There's still a lot of precipitation out there.
Yeah, it's going to be like that all night as it heads down the 94 corridor. We could see a pretty hefty flooding threat starting to develop for Washtenaw and Jackson County with time, since this part of the Boeing segment is still alive and well. Maybe not producing the damaging winds that were originally thought, but again, flash flooding and flooding in general is still a hazard that needs to be mentioned as this rolls in towards eventually downtown Detroit.
I'm looking, there's a couple values of over 3 inches of storm total precipitation accumulation in northwestern Calhoun County. There's a couple pixels of 3.6. Southwestern Berry County, another couple 3.6. So it's a wet one out there. I'm going to reload the water bottle a minute, Joel.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
I'm also getting some water. My voice is getting to a point now where it's it's getting rough. I can feel it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We still have over 20,000 of you guys watching live right now, so if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. If you appreciate our live stream, again, it goes a long ways. It's the best way you can support us for free, as well as sharing what we do with your friends and family. I know it wasn't the best evening in terms of our technology kind of failing on us, but again, we're able to still do our job for you guys and cover every single warning from beginning to end. And that does not end yet, as we still have severe thunderstorm warnings for Hillsdale and Jackson County. The gusty winds of 70 possible are now about 2 minutes and 3 minutes away from Hillsdale. Same thing for Frontier, and about 7 minutes from Osseo, I think is how it's pronounced. Don't quote me on that. I live in West Michigan, so while I have lived in Michigan my entire life, some of the city names are still a little bit foreign to me. So I do apologize if I mispronounced that. But again, it's about 7 minutes away from that interchange there at M99 and M34. There's a boot on the screen. Is there? I don't know what that means. Maybe it's on Chandler's screen. I don't know. Everyone's telling me I pronounced Osseo right, so I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that one because that one looked tough. And if you're tuning in, you have storm anxiety with us, we feel for you. But the good news is we are significantly weakening as it gets to the east side of the state. Now, if you're watching in the east side of the state right now, you're probably laughing to yourself because this is what, the third event or third day in a row. Now, I will say Tuesday was a day where we saw, of course, those tornado warnings, and yesterday we did have a couple isolated severe thunderstorm warnings. But for the most part,
considerable severe
east side of the state has
thunderstorm
been
warning
pretty
has
severe
been issued.
severe clear for this week. So minus Wayne County yesterday. But we still do have this Boeing segment down here in far southern Michigan for Hillsdale County and Jackson County. And it is still somewhat weakening with time, but we are still at the point here where there is still 70-mile-per-hour winds pushing through Hillsdale County. And with enough confidence, the National Weather Service in Detroit has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for all of Lenawee County. This is in effect until 12:45 a.m. At 11:48, severe thunderstorms are located along a line that extends from 6 miles west of Litchfield to right around downtown Hillsdale to Holiday City and to Hicksville, moving east at 60 miles per hour. So it's moving east at 60, and the wind speeds are perhaps 70 miles per hour. That is 70. Considerable tree damage is possible, along with damage to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Some timing for Lenawee County. We got Hudson and Addison as early as midnight. That's a little bit early, but again, it says as early here as midnight. It's probably going to be closer, maybe add 15 minutes onto these times that it'll read off. We got Morenci and Clayton around 12:05, Onstead and Cement City around 12:10, Adrian 12:15, Tecumseh 12:20, and then we got the Blissfield, Clinton Township, Deerfield, and Britain areas around 12:30. That, again, is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. They also issued a tornado possible just out of an abundance of caution, although right now I'm not seeing much in the way of rotation until the latest scan, actually, which is near Frontier, and then it's gone. So it goes to show you how quickly how quickly these little bits of rotation can spin up and spin down. So Frontier, watch out, 70-mile-per-hour winds rolling through, potential for a spin-up tornado, but rather weak at the current time. 70-mile-per-hour winds do mean business. So if you're in Osseo and near Frontier and points to the east, there's an apex here heading right down Tamarack Road and Squawfield Road, where the 70-mile-per-hour winds are most likely. Probably more closer to the 60-mile-per-hour range in downtown Hillsdale at the current time, especially near Mock Road and Ball Road.
Joel, if you want to take my camera here, we were looking at the Allen, Michigan camera, compliments of Southern Michigan Marble Springs Campground.
Strobe warning,
There's
holy cow.
a lot of lightning with the storm as it moves through the Allen area. Obviously, there's a lot of precipitation, some heavy winds still, but there's a lot of rain and a lot of lightning with this. I mean, I turned the camera on a couple minutes ago, and it's been like this non-stop.
Yeah. Still a lot of probably moo cape out there.
Little cow cape action.
Yep. For those who are not well versed in the world of meteorology, moo cape, which is spelled M-U and then cape, that's our most unstable cape. So our most unstable parcel in the atmosphere, if it was measured from that most unstable parcel, you'd have to check it for me. I don't have mesoanalysis open right now, but I would imagine there's still enough out there for the continuation of frequent lightning out there this evening, as we're seeing on our Allen cam.
I can check mesoanalysis here in my other window.
Sweet. It's underneath, I think, the surface-based cape section. So underneath where all the cape is at.
Yeah.
While you do that, we also have this pocket of 70-mile-per-hour winds very quickly approaching our Hudson cam there, courtesy of Raptor Industries. So we'll have to take a look at that as this moves within Hudson within the next probably 6 to 8 minutes. Same thing for Waldron down there by the state line.
There is 1,000 joules per kilogram. Moo Cape stretching over pretty much right along where the front edge of the precipitation is, and back to the west here.
So still pretty adequate.
Mm-hmm.
A couple reports of power outages coming in from Jonesville and Hillsdale at the current time. That makes sense with what we're seeing on radar. As a reminder, when we're flipping through our radar sources right now, we're kind of referencing where the Boeing segment is leading versus the wind versus maybe if there's debris being lofted or being pushed around And so we have a bunch of different radar products that we table through. Right now, what you're seeing on radar, if I zoom out, it's kind of our Christmas colored radar with the reds and the greens out there. And this is what we call our velocity radar. Anything in red is wind heading away from the radar site. We're using the radar down there in North Webster, Indiana. And so obviously this is going to be red. When it gets into the yellow category, that's when you notice that it is picking up on stronger winds, so upwards around 60 or maybe even 70 miles per hour. That is what we're seeing right now in Hillsdale and Jonesville, where a considerable severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for winds up to 70 miles per hour. If I hover my mouse over some of these pixels, Frontier is getting hit, I think, arguably the hardest right now, according to these yellows that you see on your screen. I'm getting pixels here about 74 miles per hour out there on Camden Road and M99. So that is heading straight for our Hudson cam, Chandler.
I do have both of them pulled up. I have the south one pulled up right now. Quite the light show, Joel.
Yeah, the south cam I think is going to be right looking at that pocket of 70s rolling in. And there is a decent looking shelf. It's not the best shelf cloud compared to what we saw earlier, but there's a decent shelf cloud there being illuminated by the lightning.
We can check the north cam if you want me to switch it around.
North cam is maybe. You give it a shot. See what you see.
Tree.
If you're a business owner listening tonight, if you'd love to sponsor a weather camera, feel free to reach out.
Well, Joel, while we're still here in this little bit of a lull, I'm gonna get Brittany and the cats loaded back up to get home and get them into bed.
Sounds good.
So I shall return in about 5 minutes.
Will do. I'll keep an eye on the storms here in Hillsdale County. This is now leaving Branch County. So Branch County, you guys are in the clear. There's still a tiny little triangle here of considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Quincy. But that's it. If you're elsewhere in Branch County, you are in the clear. Jackson County, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving through right now, especially Southside Jackson County where the orange box is illuminating on your screen. As always, respect the polygon. Make sure to take shelter and stay in shelter until that orange box is gone. And always important to remember here that on your screen, anytime there is a polygon of any sort, whether it's green, orange, red, you should be alert or maybe even taking shelter depending on what type of warning it is. Again, warning means you need to be taking action. Watch means you need to be watching out. It's the best way to remember it. Again, a lot of you guys who are veterans here at MSC, I've been longtime followers, we always talk about the taco analogy. Taco watch means the ingredients are on the table for tacos to be made. And a taco warning means the ingredients have been put together and tacos are being devoured. So it works the same way for the atmosphere. For example, tonight a tornado watch was issued, meaning the conditions were favorable for tornadoes to develop sometime throughout the remainder of the evening. Doesn't mean they're happening now. Tornado warning means the ingredients have come together and tornadoes are imminent, depending on your location. I should be coming through on you guys' send. I see a couple of you guys saying there's some audio issues. I have good audio on my end. If you're watching, refresh. If you guys want to type that in chat for the people that are having audio issues, tell them to refresh the stream. Smash that like button on the way back in. That's the best way to get it redone. For some reason, that's been an issue tonight, but refreshing seems to work. So Hillsdale County, you guys have the severe thunderstorm warning considerable right now. The gusty winds are quickly approaching Hudson. I'm guessing Chandler's cam is still open there, and it is, courtesy of Raptor Industries looking to the north at our line of gusty winds, perhaps up to 70 miles per hour. Torrential rain, frequent cloud to ground lightning, and cloud to cloud lightning occurring out there. If you're in Lenawee County, you're probably wondering, well, I got the severe thunderstorm warning on my phone, but there is no precipitation. Well, you'd be right. Nothing in Lenawee County, or nobody in Lenawee County, is seeing precipitation except for the far northwest corner near Cement City. And that is because this was issued well in advance of these storms entering Lenawee County. So, got about 3 or 4 minutes until these storms are in Hudson, and then they'll be plowing right on down Carlton Road into Clayton and Morenci and North Morenci. Still 70-mile-per-hour winds possible with the storm. A decaying threat with an increasing threat for flooding across the 94 corridor, as we're showing you here live on our reflectivity radar. The 94 corridor does have a lot of rain falling. In fact, that patch of rain, that big glob of red, or big old blob as we call it, pretty much takes up the entirety of Jackson County with exception to the southeast side. So, pretty decent. And these cells continue to fire up, produce more rain as they push off to the east at about 45 miles per hour. We've had a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings tonight. We're somewhere in the ballpark now, I think, of like 30 warnings issued tonight. Don't quote me on that. But we've had a lot.
Returned Joel.
Sounds good.
Brittany
take a-
is on her way home with the 2 fur balls.
Got it. Can you change it around to the south cam?
Sure.
Just curious if we can still see the cloud structure there as it's passing. Oh yeah, look at that. Center of your screen, top side there. There's your shelf. Not as organized as what we were looking at earlier tonight. Oh, it's still a decent cloud structure there. A sign of some gusty winds moving through, and we're likely to see that gusty wind pick up here in about a minute or two.
Also have quite the light show going on at our office camera here in Three Rivers. I need to switch them. I don't know how good it's going to pick it up, but well, it was a good light show when I was out there, but maybe now that I put it on stream, it won't do it. Oh, okay, well, swing and a miss.
Also have to watch this cam for any sort of maybe power flashes for isolated power outages.
Yes.
Look at the rain curtain pushing in there.
Yeah. Could you be getting wet?
And- Yeah, and here comes the wind. You go back to the radar momentarily. Chandler will keep an eye on that south cam there.
Let me know when you're taking it back, please. Give me
Yep.
a 10-second warning at least.
Yep, I will. So the winds right now are in Hudson, wherever that camera's at. You can see it looks a little bit outflowy in nature, so it's not going to really produce that tornado risk that we saw earlier this evening. Right now, again, it's just damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour possible. It still could bring down a lot of trees. So you do want to be taking shelter if you're in Hillsdale or Lenawee County at the current time. Also, if you're up there in southern Jackson County, 60 mile per hour winds, severe thunderstorm warning in effect. That'll be allowed to expire. If I hold it, go ahead and pause it here. In the next 40 minutes. So still got a long ways to go. It looks like there might be a secondary area of wind trying to pop up in the vicinity of Bowerman Road and Tripp Road north of Hanover, heading up towards Sears Road and Thorne, Mapledale, at Horton, and Falling Waters Trail near Reynolds Road. That's heading in towards downtown Jackson and Vandercook Lake. 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. I just noticed that because it is suddenly pulsing forward within that line up to the northeast. So be on alert if you're in downtown Jackson, just out of an abundance of caution. This isn't the strongest winds we've seen by any mean tonight, but it could still be severe winds, so still take it seriously. Again, interior room, you want to be away from those walls that might have trees crashing through.
I do have the Tecumseh cam up as well. You can't quite see the shelf cloud on it yet. I also don't know which direction that one faces, but
Tecumseh is going to be west.
and Easy Station is crashing.
It happens. There you go. There's Tecumseh. The other night, I think it was last night when I was live with Ryan, I tried to pull in the Howl cam, and I double-clicked on it, and nothing happened. And then I clicked into one of our other cameras that I had pulled up in one of those other squares, and it pasted Howl. And then it kept pasting Howl everywhere, and I was like, the Howl's taking over my computer. So ultimately, that might have been the downfall of my PC, is it was Howl taking over my computer last night, and then no, I'm just messing around. But it was just a funny moment with the the streaming software there for our weather cameras.
The old Howl cam said, Joel's PC is mine.
Yes, that's a good point, Chandler. We also do have a new Grass Lake camera
Ooh,
in Jackson County. It's our first weather camera that was just debuting last week for Jackson County on the east side of the county, and they are starting to get the rain right now as well.
I have lost the 3K camera, the West camera at Hudson. I have also lost the Owl, so I'm assuming they are without
Maybe power. Verification of the power or the wind pushing through Hudson right now. Yeah, that apex of the bow is heading straight for Clayton. And up next is going to be Adrian, where I believe we actually have two cameras in Adrian as well. So the Tecumseh cam, the Grass Lake cam, and the Adrian cams are all going to be probably useful here very shortly. Chandler, that secondary Adrian cam, I believe, is going to be Madison Township. And that one's actually situated up a little bit higher in the sky.
Okay.
So just a heads up there.
Ooh, I like that one. You can pull it in if you want. I don't know if you have me on or not, because I can't see your screen on Discord. So.
Yep. Now you're live. And you can just see the copious amount of lightning out there this evening with the most unstable cape, also known as Moo Cape. And shelf clouds are usually a sign of those gusty winds pushing out from the thunderstorm. Not usually a sign of tornadoes, but you can still get embedded rotation back behind the shelf cloud, like we saw a couple times this evening. Back in Hudsonville, we had the instance, I believe, on the Vermontville cam there, our tower cam there in Vermontville. And now we have our Madison Township Fire Department camera south of Adrian looking to the west at that line as it approaches, about 10 miles away from Adrian at the current time.
Starting to see the winds pick up a little bit there on the Madison Township fire camera. Makes the power poles look like they're shaking, which I would imagine they're not. I would have to imagine that would be the tower or whatever
It's
the
tower
camera's
itself.
mounted on.
Yeah,
It's around a little bit. It's kind of goofy.
indeed it is. They are trimming the severe thunderstorm warning right now. As you can see, Jonesville, Hillsdale, Frontier, Reading, and Camden, as well as Litchfield. You guys are in the clear. The warning box is now on the east side of the county, and in fact, the gusty winds are pushing very, very quickly. Again, 70 mile per hour winds with 60 mile per hour motion, heading straight for Adrian. This is going to be the US 223 corridor. It is in Cement City right now to the north, heading for Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn. Also, before I go back to the south, Jackson from the northern Indiana camera has quite the cell over downtown Jackson right now, and according to Velocity, that also comes with some gusty winds. Again, it's really far away from the radar site, but we have 70-mile-per-hour winds at 7,700 feet off the ground. So again, it's about 1.5 miles off the ground, give or take. So not all that likely mixing to the ground, but still a decent cell directly over downtown Jackson, likely resulting in some very heavy rain and perhaps the issuance of a flood advisory in due time. Current highest active alert in the state of Michigan right now is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. As a teaching moment here, a considerable severe thunderstorm warning is a level 2 of level 3. Now, no matter what type of severe thunderstorm warning you are in, you should be taking shelter until the storm passes. But again, those are the highest active alerts in the state right now for Hillsdale and Lenawee County. We also have one in effect, a level 1 severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Jackson County, and now we do have a new warning coming in for Washtenaw County, which includes Ann Arbor. So no tornado warnings out there right now. The considerable severe thunderstorm warnings for Hillsdale and Lenawee do have tornado possible listed in them. But again, not seeing a whole lot in the way of rotation. It's more in the way of these gusty winds. Chandler, do you still have Madison Township pulled up?
5 seconds. Okay, take it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good shot of that shelf cloud as it's rolling in. And it's moving quick. Almost looks like those cloud tops are getting shallower. You can almost see the tops of the clouds up there. Which makes sense. It's a decaying line. And regardless, they're still up there about 40,000 feet. So, pretty powerful. So, new severe thunderstorm warning coming in. We'll go ahead and flip back to the radar. And we are now at the point where we can use the Detroit radar. It's close enough here. And we'll go ahead and read off the alert. The National Weather Service in Detroit Pontiac has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Washtenaw County in southeastern Michigan until 1:15 a.m. At 12:10, a line of severe thunderstorms are located from Brooklyn to Clayton to Archbold. It's Archbold, moving east at 55 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail with this thunderstorm. It's the first time I've seen some hail on our text in a brief bit. It's radar indicated. And for some timing here, we got Manchester as early as 12:15, Ann Arbor, Saline around 12:30, Ypsilanti, Milan 12:35, and Willis 12:45. Again, it's all of Washtenaw County. So if you're in Washtenaw County, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. This is Joel. I copy you, Ryan. Do you have your chase camera set up? All right, I will put you in the corner if you decide to take a cam live. So Ryan is alive and well, number one. He has been with our Indiana crew tonight covering the mini tornado outbreak they kind of had over there in Indiana this evening. It's been busy. But these storms are approaching his studio there in southeast Michigan. But as I was saying here, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Washtenaw County, all of it. And the text does read, Chandler, a tornado is possible with this line. I'll have to go ahead and check out the airport radar and see if there's anything that might be suspicious closer to the ground. There are a couple hooks here on radar. Barton Hills has one. We have one down near Manchester. But the wind on it does not represent that of rotation. So I think this is more of just your typical wind in straight line fashion. But again, we still have a little bit of spin out there this evening that is still left over from the west side of the state. And so you can't quite rule out a brief spin up tornado. But the confidence at this time of a brief spin up tornado in Washtenaw County and, of course, Lenawee County is very low. As a friendly reminder, I should have mentioned this earlier in the stream when we had 50,000 people, but again, we do not answer your question about we don't answer questions about locations. Again, when we have 50,000 of you guys watching at the same time, it is very difficult. It's actually inhumanly impossible to list off and answer everyone's question, especially when we're talking about what's happening on radar at the same time. So bear with us as we go from county to county. Good rule of thumb to remember here is if we're not talking about your city or your county, then you are likely good. Make sure to double check that on your back end of things, of course, as always. If you have like a weather app on your phone. And speaking of weather apps, I'll plug this real quickly as we zoom back in on radar. Here at Michigan Storm Chasers, a lot of you guys already know this, but we are planning on releasing our Michigan Storm Chasers weather app by the end of the month. So if that is something you've been looking forward to for the last 3 years. I know a lot of you guys have been here since 2022, 2023 that have been requesting a weather app throughout this entire time. It's on the way, and we're excited to debut it here by the end of the month with a lot of cool features that we're excited to show off. So keep it in mind. Again, we are talking about primarily Washtenaw and Lenawee County at the current time. Jackson County, you still have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 28 more minutes at the most for southeast Jackson County. Napoleon, Brooklyn, Grass Lake getting some of those winds right now. Chandler, how's the wind on our Grass Lake camera?
Let's see. I don't have that one loaded into my EZ station.
You might have to device manage and add it in because it is brand new.
That is above my pay grade. That is well above my pay grade. Usually they auto pop for me, but
Yeah, you might have to manually insert it.
another time perhaps. Another time. I'm not live, am I? My screen?
No, you are not.
Okay, cool. I'd like to keep it that way.
Okay.
Doing a page update.
Alright. Yeah, it's primarily just a Lenawee and Washtenaw County thing. We also have the special weather statement that has expired for Oakland County, but would not be surprised if we saw a new one come in soon. Just for some strong winds, but not severe. Most of these severe winds are down here in Washtenaw County and Lenawee County, as I continue to mention. We're looking for these Boeing segments on radar, and right now we have Onstead to Adrian. We do have the Adrian cam and the Madison Township Fire Department cam. Anything of concern there, Chandler?
Which one?
Either the Adrian cam or the Madison Township Fire Department cam, if you can split screen them.
Yeah, give me a sec here.
Okay.
Ooh, it doesn't like that. You can take that. You can take my screen if you want to. Light show on the Madison Township cam, but looks the same as it has. Winds and a lot of lightning.
Yeah, you can see them in the trees down there in the bottom right side of the screen. May not look like much, but when you're down there on the ground without a fisheye lens to look through, it is quite strong. So be advised. Also, some good news to, well, nope, sorry, never mind. That's nothing. I was looking at the wrong box. No news to report at this current time. I was looking at something else. I thought there was a downgrade from the considerable warning for Lenawee County, but it is still in effect for potentially 70-mile-per-hour winds as they roll in to downtown Adrian. Chandler, I still had your cam live. Are you making a go to bed graphic? That's funny.
I might be making a go to bed graphic.
Oh man, yeah. If you guys follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, Chandler's gonna post that probably pretty soon as a sneak peek. I love those types of maps. It's a nice stress reliever of knowing when to go to bed. So again, we are at MI Storm Chasers on any social media platform. Again, Facebook is our most followed platform. We're getting close to 1 million over on Facebook. So if you haven't followed us yet on Facebook, feel free to do so. But of course, best place to watch these live streams, as always, is over here on YouTube. Make sure that subscribe button if you are new here. If you're new here and you're watching for the first time today, again, we've been around since 2022, doing this since then. And we're so happy you found us today, and we hope to see you back here for more live stream coverage in the future as our summer rolls on. In fact, it's not even summer yet, technically speaking, if you follow the astronomical seasons, but it is meteorological summer as of 12 days ago. So a lot of heat and humidity left, and of course storms left here this summer. And as you guys saw, El Nino pattern moving in for the remainder of the year, so a lot of heat possible, especially as we head into the winter time frame. So we could see a lot of heat through early fall, mid-fall. I'm sure a lot of you may or may not be excited here in chat. Michigan International Speedway is getting hammered right now, according to chat. Thank you for that report. That is exactly where our band of rain is at in Jackson County. Boy, Joel, you're about 4 counties off there. Getting to that point where it's getting a little tired. Watching that little notch closely, again, that was a little bit of a hook there in the Chelsea area. South of Chelsea, south of 94 too. Out there in Lima Center Road and Skyo Church Road. I remember there was a weird pronunciation with that one, so if I mispronounce that, feel free to correct me. But also West Ellsworth Road. There's a little bit of red and green mixing in there. I'm inclined to believe that is more straight line wind just because of how it is oriented, but you never can be too careful, especially since it's blowing out like that and you have a little bit of notching going back into the storm. But these storms are, at this point, relatively elevated, and our tornado threat is basically 0. So that's the good news. Bad news is, of course, we still do have a gusty wind to severe wind threat. Severe winds, of course, start at 60 miles per hour. Even if you're up here to the north in Livingston County, you may still be dealing with gusty winds. They're just below severe limits. In fact, here in Howell and Fowlerville, there's a decent patch here of rain and wind moving down 96 in between those two cities. So could be gusty to the north, up even into Genesee County and Shiawassee County, but our severe risk remains south of 96. Scio. Got it. That's what it was. I remember there's a silent letter in there. It's the C. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. We love you guys in chat. Thank you guys for being so interactive tonight. Obviously, we wish we could talk to every one of you guys and read every single comment, but when we're tracking the severe weather like this, we got to stay locked in, making sure that the places that need their warning get their warning. And right now it's Adrian, Tecumseh, and Blissfield.
You want to take the Madison Township fire camera here, Joel? It's bouncing around, a little bit of a light show. Trees are moving.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave it on this time until you tell me.
Yeah. That's some pretty gusty winds. They're showing up on our Doppler radar here too. I'm still have your camera live. I'm gonna wait a sec just to make sure, because these are pushing in right now through downtown Adrian. Also Tecumseh. I'll let you switch over to Tecumseh, Chandler, or Blissfield. Those two cameras are up next, of course. And I'm looking at the airport radar, which is located in far southwestern Wayne County. So it's a little bit closer to the action here where the considerable severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. And again, you can notice a lot of blue right around Adrian, all sides of the town. I bet our Adrian cam is actually probably getting rocked harder than our Madison Township cam. 800 feet off the ground, 65 to 66 mile per hour winds. Not quite 67 mile per hour winds. But those are rushing in through Adrian right now, according to the radar out at the airport, which does scan a lot lower than the radar that is located up in Clarkston. So be advised, this is heading right for the south side of Tecumseh and downtown Britain.
Hey, Joel,
Yes.
can you test my video and let me know in chat if it works? I'm gonna turn it on here in about 1 minute.
I have you in the top left and you're not on.
Okay, I'm about to turn it on though. I just want just text me if it works, please.
Okay.
I'm mobile right now.
Sounds good.
You have to come see camera up, Joel, for you.
Okay. Courtesy of J Bar Hobbies right there in downtown Tecumseh, looking right at the gusty winds that are located over in Adrian.
Oh,
Decent lighting.
interesting. No, there's just a certain cloud, but it looked like a wall cloud. I'm not convinced that it is, but
No, I think it's just the bumpiness, the turbulence out there tonight.
it's further back than the one that's lit up.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like right in here. It's not this side. It's right in here.
SLC, scary looking cloud.
Could be. There's been a few of those tonight.
I mean, there is converging wind fields going on right now. About to cross M52 at M50, so it's coming right into downtown Tecumseh. So it's an area we could be monitoring, as we do have winds kind of moving in from the west-northwest and west-southwest at the same time. So they're getting pinched together, and sometimes when you get that pinching with our velocity here, we could see a quick spin up or two. But again, our overall tornado threat is dwindled to a penny in percentage here in terms of tornadoes this evening. Also, it is 12:26 a.m. It is officially June 12th. Welcome to Friday. You have made it to the end of the week. Just have to get through the rest of Friday. See a lot of heavy rain reports out there. That is absolutely true. We have a decent amount of rainfall, especially moving down that 94 corridor still.
I check the accumulations. Just haven't checked it in a while.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Actually, Chandler, can you quickly check out the Ann Arbor cam?
Yes.
I'm just going to be looking at an area of interest right now that I have been watching. Never can count your chickens before they hatch, just as the saying goes. So while these storms look overall very weak in nature, there's still a lot of wind shear out there this evening. Some of it's spinny in nature. So we got to cross our T's and dot our I's and making sure that it is not officially rotating.
Joel, Ryan is trying to get your attention in B chat
Okay.
to update the video. I do have the Ann Arbor camera up here. I do not see anything on
Okay,
it
I have his
personally.
phone. It's on his phone. So he should be good now if you want to text him. You said you had Ann Arbor up?
Yeah, yep.
That's courtesy of Ace Aviation out there at the Ann Arbor Airport, looking to the south and west. This is the actual runway. No planes flying in right now as the storms barrel in on downtown Ann Arbor. Yeah, just tell Ryan I had to switch his source over from PC to phone because sometimes he brings his laptop with him.
I know. I'm trying.
Yep.
The good news is we're in our last 30 minutes of warnings, most likely.
Yeah. The go to
No,
bed the go to bed graphic, Chandler, is a fan favorite right now.
Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed.
Yep.
Do you still have the Ann Arbor camera up?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I was waiting to see if there was anything suspicious on the right side of the screen, but there's really not even any lightning activity with this specific cell. So I'll take back my radar. You notice the top, sorry, not the top, but the bottom of the screen. We just downgraded from considerable severe thunderstorm warning to your basic severe thunderstorm warning. For 60-mile-per-hour winds, the warning in Hillsdale County, which was considerable, has expired. Also, they did downgrade Lenawee County. It is now 60-mile-per-hour winds instead of 70. And these gusty winds are now heading in towards Britain, Dundee, and Petersburg. Still
I
can't,
am.
I still can't get over that graphic. That's so funny. I love it.
I like to go to bed graphics.
Did you post
People
that
got
on,
to work in the morning. They got to get their paychecks tomorrow.
as I say, did you post that on any of the other platforms?
I am about to.
Okay. Yeah, it's on Facebook right now. For those who follow us on Facebook, Michigan Storm Chasers, feel free to type it in chat. Yeah. So the go to bed line right now is pretty much everyone along and west of 127. That's your east west line, and everyone north of 69 right now. So it does still include portions of I-96 from Howell over to downtown Detroit, just because there is some rain and there's still a little bit of wind mixing in. But if you're north of I-69 and west of 127, you guys are in the go to bed range, according to our graphic over on our Facebook page. So new warnings coming in, but for the water, special marine warning in effect for the Detroit River and portions of western Lake Erie. If you know anyone out boating at the ripe old time of 12:32 in the morning, let them know to bring in their small craft. Wind gusts up to
Small craft
45.
needs an advisory, Joel.
What was that?
Then you mean my small craft needs an advisory?
Yes.
Rude.
Not wind gusts up to 45 knots with this special marine warning. Essentially, that's the equivalent of a severe thunderstorm warning for the waters. So they're issuing that in advance of the storms approaching. Because again, if you're out there in the middle of the lake, it may take you a little bit to get in. So here's your heads up. Portions of western Lake Erie and the Detroit River are in a special marine warning. Please do not be out there boating on a night like tonight.
I don't know, Joel, if you can cross post to Insta, but it is not working on my end. I'm gonna try one other thing here real quick. See if I can get it to work.
You're not logged in on there.
Not on my phone. I'm trying to do it on PC.
Okay. I'll get it then. Save you the hassle.
Okay. Yeah, if you can, go ahead. It is cross posted to X. I also don't have threads, so if you want it there, slap it on there. If that qualifies for threads, I don't know.
Sure, why not?
To be honest.
A lot of you guys right now are figuring out, yeah, we're on every single platform you could probably think of, and we are. We just post a lot more on Facebook because it has obviously the most followers. So if you haven't followed us on Facebook yet, highly recommend.
I am positioned between Britain, Deerfield, and Dundee on the Lenawee County line.
Okay, your camera is in the top left whenever you're ready to take that live. How's the Ann Arbor cam now, Chandler?
Not all that interesting. The Tecumseh camera here, I think, was actually more interesting. I can put it back on there if you want to see it, but
Yeah, if you want to switch it back to Ann Arbor. Tell me when.
Okay.
Now?
Yeah.
Now you can see some of the rain curtains running across the asphalt down there.
Wonder what is red near the camera because you can see.
Yeah, there's some lights
Twin.
on there at the airport right now, probably for the weather, I would imagine. Our
Mm-hmm.
aviators in chat would know better than us. What, if I recall, sometimes during weather, I believe they have special beacons or lights that they have turned on. So, would not be surprised.
Wild part is there still is supercell composite out there, according to what do you call it?
Meso.
Mesoanalysis. Joel,
Yes.
never mind.
Okay.
Just radar was being goofy and I wanted to look at it, but I can't see it on the Detroit airport radar. I was just looking at that little velocity kind of notch.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why I brought in the Ann Arbor cam. It's very north-south right now, very parallel. Not really hooking in on each other, but it is worth monitoring just because the atmosphere is still a little bit primed out there this evening. But I would imagine if you look at meso, there's really not a whole lot of surface instability, surface-based storms available to pop up. But let me know if I'm wrong. I don't have meso pulled up right now.
Still, I mean, 1,000 joules per kilogram surface base Cape, supercell composite of a 2, VTP of a 1, no, a little bit less than 1, STP also less than 1.
So at 50, looks like the worst of the wind is going to cross just south of 15 County line. Looks like the winds on DTW are 65.
Ryan's noting increase in winds on our airport radar. I'll go ahead and take that one in since it's closer anyways.
Okay,
Um,
I'm good to leave the Ann Arbor cam.
yeah. Chandler, we're heavily capped right now.
Are we?
Yeah. Convective inhibition values of minus 200 to minus 300 across southeast Michigan. So for those who are in eastern Michigan, that's actually a sign of relief when you hear a number like that. Convective inhibition is your capping inversion. So we always talk about the capping inversion as a lid on the atmosphere preventing surface-based storms. Those surface-based storms are always the ones that are rooted down to the ground. And when you are rooted down to the ground like that, that is where you can get your tornadic thunderstorm. So there's still potential with enough forcing to get quick little spin-ups. But when we have convective inhibition well below minus 100, we're in the minus 200, minus 300 range, it's going to be very hard to get a surface-based storm on atmosphere
My
like that.
easy station crashed, Joel.
What was that?
My easy station crashed.
Okay. Very strong winds right now, according to the airport radar, as was mentioned. That's Ryan. He is going to be full. Holy cow! Check out that wind. You are full.
Easily 60 mile per hour winds here.
You said you're.
We're getting
You said you're south of Britain.
county line south of M50, which is east. We're taking easily 60 to 70 here. Easy. We're getting hit by a lot of field debris.
Yeah, that's again out in the Britain area right now. So this is actually entering Monroe County. Would not be surprised if we get a severe thunderstorm warning here shortly from Monroe. In fact, they probably should, considering the fact we're seeing this live, those gusty winds ripping across the road there. County Line Road is where he's at. in Monroe, or right on the county line of Monroe and Lenawee. So south of M50. Gusty winds now crossing in right there. We'll go ahead and take back the radar.
All right, I'm gonna shut mine off. I know you're.
And zooming in on the pixels, again, County Line Road at Pocklington. We have pixels here showing up of 66 miles per hour. A little bit further to the south, Lenawee and Cake Road, 64. This is heading in towards Dundee. Chandler, I would get the PTZ cam ready in Dundee, if you would.
I actually have it up full right now, to be honest with you.
Nice. Yeah, a little bit to the way. Yeah, right there.
It's about as far over as I can go. There's a big tree in the way over here.
Yeah. If you don't plan on taking out a full screen anytime soon, feel free to right click and change the stream type to main. It gives it a little bit higher definition.
You can see the rain curtain coming across the screen there. Wow.
Yeah. It's also in a spot where there's a little bit of convergence too, so we'll keep an eye on that. Again, this is downtown Dundee, courtesy of A&S Garage, looking to the west over downtown. Wow, those winds are definitely increasing, and that is well before the heaviest of the winds roll in.
It's moving pretty good. Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised Monroe County does not have a warning right now. This is deserving of it.
You're going to speak it into existence, Joel. I believe in you.
There will be a severe thunderstorm warning for Monroe County. Now. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, I really wanted it to go off.
Yeah, maybe they will. If they're looking at the airport radar, they will definitely need to. These gusty winds are very quickly approaching downtown Dundee. This is the Dundee cam once again. Brewer Road at Petersburg Road, and now the latest update puts it in Petersburg, a half a mile from downtown Dundee, and outside of Dundee to the west at Collins Road and Petersburg Road. Real quick, I'm going to flip back to mine, then flip back to Chandler. Any of these blue spots you see on radar, from Milan down to Dundee, down to Petersburg, are your little indices of 60 miles per hour. And also a couple of gusty winds up near 50 miles per hour from Stony Creek to Rawsonville. We'll go back to Chandler's cam. Take a look and see how the wind verifies as it rolls in. There's a decent actual structure there, some sort of tail feature that was just illuminated by the lightning. Left center side of the screen, it's in the rain curtain.
Start seeing the wind here a little bit more soon. Those trees further back in the background are starting to move a little bit more.
And there's the initial gust right there.
You see it moving across the screen
Yeah.
right in the middle.
Turn your camera. Ooh, wow. Yeah, there's your feature there. You see that, Chandler?
Yeah, we'll scooch it over a little bit. See if we can get it illuminated a little bit better.
Yeah, if you're in Dundee, interior room is probably a good idea just because of the wind in general. But there's a little bit of funkiness going on in the line right now I'm seeing in terms of notching. Heading over towards Oakville and maybe with time, central Monroe County. Again, this is live footage courtesy of A&S Garage in downtown Dundee with a PTZ cam coming in clutch here. Appreciate them for sponsoring that one. And check out those trees whipping around.
There it goes.
They're going with a statement.
Well,
It's better than nothing.
that tail feature is interesting.
I know.
Camera's really shaking a little bit now.
Holy cow. Turn your camera a little bit to the right. If you can. Oh, power flash. Power flash, center screen. Just saw it out there in the distance over that tree. It was very subtle, but it was there for a second. That's some pretty gusty wind.
I'm sure there's going to be more with it here as it rolls into Dundee.
Power flash to the right. Turn it right. Turn it right. Right there.
Joel, on the DTW radar, there's a couple, looking at
Yeah, keep turning your camera just a little bit more right, Chandler. We might have a brief tornado on the ground in Dundee.
local too, I'll be checking it out.
Oh, look at the wind. Yeah, if you're Dundee, you should be underground. Just a heads up. Yeah, we have power flashes on camera in Dundee, Ryan. There's another one right there.
Yeah, I'm about 2 miles west of Dundee. Let's turn north. I'm Denison off of 50.
Power flash is, yeah, look at that. That is a very localized pocket of spin there. That might be a tornado on the ground very briefly.
You can see a little bit of a couple, like Ryan was saying, just to the northwest of Dundee on both the DTW radar and the DTX radar. Wind's still ripping. Wow, look at those winds.
Yeah.
That wasn't Ryan, was it?
I don't know. I'm going to quickly take back radar so you guys can see right now exactly that pocket that was causing the power flashes right here on US 23. Chandler, keep an eye on that, of course, obviously. Ann Arbor Road just crossed Day Road and is now up towards Oakley, Bunce, and Ostrander Road. That is heading off towards Oakville and maybe towards the DTW radar in extreme southwest Oakland County. That is right where there are some converging cells right now.
Scooch the camera back to the left here. I keep seeing blues over here. I'm trying to figure out if they're power flashes or lightning strikes.
Take your camera back. Wind is still increased there.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was a power flash.
yeah.
Wind speaking, I do not see anything tornadic on the ground. I'm looking east toward Dundee. I don't see anything low hanging, but it's hard to tell with it.
Again, power flash is a confirmation that the wind is causing power line damage. It's bringing down power lines in real time, and those transformers on the power lines are blowing or wires are arcing. So yeah, as we mentioned, that area of converging winds right there in Monroe County. Still a couple couplets. Yeah, check this out, Chandler, on radar here. The reds and greens in multiple spots here in Dundee. Just to the now east of Dundee, heading up into maybe in Oakville. I would be taking this seriously. I know there's no warning in effect. They have a statement out for 50-mile-per-hour winds. And these are rolling in towards Dundee in the next 3 minutes. Movement on these storms is 50 miles per hour. I'm back.
There was a couple more power flashes, and the trees were really snapping.
I forgot how many people actually don't know about a power flash. So power flash, once again, that's a transformer. Those little cylinder things you see on the power poles actually busting or failing in some way. I know the electricians in chat can probably speak better on it, but that is due to the wind that is causing these power lines to fail here in the Dundee region. Chandler, I would turn the camera maybe more to the north, just because the circulations have passed by. I wonder if there's gonna be more power flashes on the east side of town. about your furthest extent right there.
Further.
So it's all these little indices up and down the line here. Go ahead, Chandler.
We might have lost the camera.
Uh-oh.
Either my easy station is crashing, which is not unlikely, or we lost the camera.
Power out in Dundee. If anyone's watching in Dundee, let us know.
I would assume we lost it. I'm gonna exit out of it here.
Sounds good. I'm back on radar.
Yeah, camera's offline.
Yep. I'm starting to see comments in chat saying Dundee now without power.
You were able to get that go to bed cross posted, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yep. Multiple comments now saying power out in Dundee. So it is official. The wind got to the camera. Next up, we don't have many cameras left here as the storms quickly approach the end of the United States. Kind of weird to say as it heads towards Canada here, but this is heading into Wayne and Monroe County. Again, Monroe County, our only camera in Monroe County was Dundee, courtesy of A&S Garage. In Wayne County, we have a Dearborn cam and a Riverview cam. And so those might be good to get. I don't know what Ryan just said there. Say that
I
again?
don't either.
Confirm power flashing. Confirmed.
Struggling.
Power flashes to my east.
I have the Dearborn camera up, Joel, but it's a little further away. It just goes to show, that's one of the reasons we always preach to take, warnings and statements seriously is, these are only warned for 50-mile-an-hour winds right now, and look at all the power that they're still taking out,
Yeah.
Visual estimating of power flashes came from the main area.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from the Detroit radar. I'll take my radar back here. We're looking at this, we'll call it at this point a shear line. So just a line of wind that is parallel to the precipitation band here. And it doesn't take much, especially with how close it is to Lake Erie. Some funky things always happen close to Lake Erie. And whether or not it is still damaging winds or perhaps a brief tornado, more likely it's just damaging winds. You should be taking shelter if you're in Wayne County. These winds are primarily passing through Livonia, Wayne, and heading into Taylor and Dearborn here shortly. Moving rather quickly at about 50 miles per hour. Some places will be gusting to 50 or moving at 55, but not quite. Also, that shear line does extend down south to about a mile west of Monroe and down to Luna Pier. But this is very quickly passing through the region. There's a couplet still near maybe that I am watching very closely. That might need to be monitored on Jerriman Road at Doty Road, heading up towards South Stony Creek Road at Sumter Road. You can see a little bit of a red and green came close to action right here. You can see how they looped in together. They hooked together like you're holding hands and then quickly dissipated. And that's what's nice about having radar so close to these circulations sometimes, is sometimes a lot of this stuff, when you use the Detroit radar and look at that same cell, that area of low-level rotation does not show up on that radar. It's all the way up there in Clarkston. So if we could, we'd put radars everywhere so we can actually see some of this rotation down at the surface. But Again, we just only have one smaller radar down here in Wayne County, which is used for the airport and is very clutch when it comes to storms that are rolling around the airport, including stuff such as low-level rotation on nights like tonight. Yeah, that could be a very, very tiny tornado right there. Again,
There's a new scan that just came in, Joel.
are you using the?
Maybe mine's delayed, but I'm on WeatherWise. But
You're on DTW, right? Or DTW, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that little signature right there. You see that little increase in red and green coloring. That's the sign of strengthening in your rotation. Heading right for Shoemaker at South Stony Creek Road and Sumter at O'Hara. That would be heading towards Carlton with time. So if you know anybody in Monroe County,
Guys,
get it.
want me to go check it out for damage? I'm in the area.
That'd be good.
En route.
So sounds like Ryan's en route to Maybe, the town of Maybe, not the word. We got Schofield Carlton Road, which would be also in the vicinity of this storm soon, and a north-south road of Finzel.
you still have a shelf-like feature on the Dearborn camera, Joel.
Mhm.
If you want to take a peek at it. If
It is
not,
live,
my
yep.
feelings are hurt.
Yep, you're alive.
About to roll on through.
Someone just mentioned power flashes in Taylor. We might see power flashes here on the Dearborn cam then too, because Dearborn and Taylor are somewhat of downriver neighbors.
Before I said something, I thought I saw one, and that was why I did say something. I was sitting here watching it. That might have been one right there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to the radar here real quick. That is absolutely something we need to be watching out for there. On South Stony Creek Road at O'Hara and Martinsville. This is primarily going to stay in Macomb County, but again, this entire line could do the exact same thing this little notch is doing down here, just to the southwest of Carlton. So you do want to be advised if you're in a special weather statement. Go ahead.
Monroe County. You said Macomb County.
Sorry, Macomb County. Macomb County is to the north. Monroe County is to the south. Monroe County, you guys are in the threat. Macomb County, you guys don't have anything. You guys got showers up there. I feel like Macomb County has been skipped a lot lately, except for southern Macomb County. That was in a severe warning yesterday.
Yes.
Always getting dodged. It must be that Lake St. Clair effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can see this with your eyes here. Reds and greens close together like that, and when they it looks like they're holding hands essentially when they're hooking in on each other, and that's what we're seeing right now with that continuous notch that has moved through the Maybe region over the last 5 or so scans. It is continuing down O'Hara Road near Exeter. Continuous motion here off to the east would put it down Sigler Road and West Labo Road, heading towards the interchange of 275 and Telegraph. And so again, southern downriver area, Carlton, and south of Flat Rock for this specific signature that we're watching. Again, if you're anywhere up and down this line, 50-mile-per-hour winds are possible in Wayne and Monroe County proper. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Washtenaw County for another 16 minutes, but those storms are pretty much out of the county.
Very interesting signature on the Stony Creek Road.
Yeah. You can see it on base velocity too. Check out those yellows, those brighter yellows.
Oh, yep. Wow.
The unfortunate part about this radar is because it's such a, it's not like a normal WSR 88D type of radar, which is long range. This radar does not have dual pole, and so we do not have correlation coefficient to check out debris at this radar site. So we wouldn't be able to tell. I'll give it a shot from the Detroit radar, but I think it's too shallow to the ground to pick up on that at the current time. It might. I don't know, maybe It's funny, maybe. I guess just let us know if you guys are in the area, if you guys are getting damage here north of maybe on the South Stony Creek Road area near Schofield, Carlton, and Sumter. Again, basically the area between maybe and Carlton. Let us know what you guys are seeing. It does look like a very brief instance of perhaps a weak tornado, and I mean really weak. Again, it's only showing up in very small spots here, but again, let us know. If we're not mentioning your county or cities, that means we are not concerned about your cities or counties. Good rule of thumb as a reminder here at MSC. Plenty of rainfall, though, to the north of this special weather statement. Oakland and Macomb County. That's about it. Literally all she wrote for these areas. And for the rest of the thumb, it will be just rain for the remainder of the evening. Again, east side of the state was not expected to get as strong of hazards. There was a possibility that the damaging winds would reach all the way to the east side of the state, and in some capacity they have, as you saw here in Monroe County. But further to the north, some of those winds were expected as well. Not so much. But I know you guys up there in Flint, in Bay City, and Saginaw, Midland won't complain with missing out on the widespread tree damage this evening. Still continuing down Labo Road near Otter Road and that 275 at Telegraph interchange.
The Dundee camera has returned.
Power's back. Power's back. That was quick.
I don't know if the time and date obviously is not correct.
Does that say 2011?
It says Thursday, December 1st, 2011.
Okay.
It most certainly is not.
Didn't realize we jumped back in time. Yeah, we're
If
just
they're gonna
about...
let that severe thunderstorm warning run all the way out, Joel.
Maybe. There's still 12 minutes on it for Ann Arbor. But these storms are pretty much out of Washtenaw County at this point. Still some good rain, some good lightning. And honestly, the lightning out here tonight, Chandler, actually there's your answer. They did just cancel it 11 minutes early.
Woohoo.
The lightning out here tonight has actually been pretty decent, even far behind this line. I'm all the way up here north of Grand Rapids, and we're still getting lightning from the system. And it's cloud to cloud across the sky. And we're 150 miles away from the severe stuff here. So you'll still see a lot of lightning out there this evening. If you're into photography, might be worth it. Just be careful, obviously. But good news is, for the first time since the start of the stream this evening, which was about 5 hours ago now, we are now warning free. There's still a tornado watch in effect until 2 a.m., but we will likely see this dropped here within the next half hour as these storms are pretty much done here in the state of Michigan. We still are watching out for Flat Rock, Estral Beach, Rockwood, Millville, and Gibraltar. In fact, Chandler, how's the Riverview cam looking right now? That wind is probably passing over at this current time.
Let's take a look. Still got the shelf feature out there. You can pull it up if you want to.
Yep. Tell me when. Make it to pull it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ooh, a little bit of turbulence there. It's courtesy of Electronic Tech Solutions out there in Riverview in the downriver area. Looking off to the southwest. And there you go. There's your wind. Or almost called you Ryan again, Chandler. I was doing so good.
every night.
every night. Yeah.
It's because you're used to being with Ryan on stream. You're not used to being with me on stream, so I
I
get
know.
it. If you want to take radar for just a second here, I gotta flip this out for a sec.
Yep.
All right, you can take it back whenever you need to. Might have just been another power flash right when I did full screen. Right in the center of the screen.
Sirens in Wayne County are now being sounded. Interesting. There's no warning in Wayne County. But I understand. There is some 50-mile-per-hour gusts moving through Flat Rock, Gibraltar, Rockwood right now. It's good to be cautious. In fact, some of these winds here at 170 feet off the ground are approaching 60 to 65, according to radar. It would be a very short severe thunderstorm warning, but I could see it. Estro Beach, Millville Beach, and Gibraltar. If you're in one of those locations, you should be taking shelter, interior room, away from any of those exterior walls. We're getting reports right now from ham radio and emergency management in Monroe County of multiple trees, wires down across Summerfield Township, Dundee, Maybe, and the city of Monroe at the current time. So widespread damage coming in from Monroe County at the current time with these gusty winds of 50 to probably 60. So the last bit of wind right now is up here in Estro Beach, pretty much along 75 here. If you are south of Monroe, the winds are now onto Lake Erie.
I am I'm gonna need my screen here, Joel, if you wanna take your
Oh,
thing
sorry.
back.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
okay. I just don't have enough monitors. I'm
Yeah.
buying more tomorrow morning. It's the first thing I'm doing.
So we got the PC and the monitor fund going now for super chats, I guess. If you guys missed it, obviously earlier, we had to cut our stream in half because at one point my PC just decided, hey, I'm not going to work anymore. So that's what happens when you had 53,000 people watching at once. It was nuts. My PC was over here begging for water if it could beg for water.
Mine was the one that just said, I'm not ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gusty winds right now are in central in heading towards eastern Wayne County, primarily northeast Wayne, about to enter downtown Detroit and Hamtramck in about 30 seconds or less. Gross point times 3, I guess. There's a lot of gross points out there. Next 5 or 7 minutes for the gusty winds to reach you. Yeah, we'll have to see what, if any survey information comes out from really anywhere across Michigan tonight. Obviously, we had a lot of notching going on, a bunch of quick spin-up tornadoes possible. And again, this was somewhat widespread of an event. Some people got hit or miss. It was kind of semi-discreet at times, and a lot of people north of M46 didn't really get to see anything. What was Ryan saying?
I have no idea.
What was that? Ryan, come back. I don't know what you said. That's how it is.
He said, no, thank you.
He's going to check out potential damage in the Maybe area.
I'm approximately south from that central area in Maybe.
No, he's close by.
There you have it.
Yep. Car flashes south of Flat Rock. Not surprised. Look at all these little yellow dots up and down the line here. Millville Beach, Gibraltar, Trenton, Riverview right now. How's the Riverview, Cam Chandler? Gusty still?
Oh, that's a good question. It's raining. It's windy. You can take it if you need to. Just tell me when you're off it.
Yep, it is live.
Working on the next rendition of the Go to Bed post.
Yeah, we're almost there. We'll go county by county across the state since this is pretty much done here. Again, no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Still tornado watch in effect till 2 a.m. out of an abundance of caution, but this event is pretty much done. Heavy rain continuing across Oakland and Macomb counties. A couple showers and storms popping up in St. Clair County. To the north, a lot of what we call stratiform rain. You see a lot of lightning out there. A lot of energy still sticking around, but nothing severe. A lot of rain also in the Mount Pleasant area up even into northern Michigan. And speaking of northern Michigan, if it lets me load this radar, there we go. Thunderstorms from Tawas City up to Harrisville and some rain up into Alpena. Also some rain in the Kalkaska region. We have a little bit of a shear line there. It could be gusty across the 131 corridor. And some gusty showers all the way up into Manistee into the Upper Peninsula, which was not a factor for severe weather today. If you're wondering what's next here in the state of Michigan, the answer is, well, we're cooling off. Once we get into the Sunday and Monday time frame, high temperatures could only be in the high 60s, and that's not the Upper Peninsula, that's portions of the Lower Peninsula here, as we do have a cool pattern moving in. But we still have one more day to talk about, and that will be on Saturday here in the state of Michigan, a very low event, but there is a severe risk in play for portions of the Lower Peninsula. It's a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll have our forecast maps out tomorrow morning for the severe risk here in the state of Michigan for Saturday, as a little bit of heat and instability do build in. Zooming back down in, these couplets are now pretty much in Estral Beach, Gibraltar, Trenton, Riverview, and now onto the river. They also issued a special marine warning for Lake St. Clair as well. If you follow us on Facebook and some of our other platforms, again, Chandler's been posting the go to bed meter. Helps you make a decision on when you need to go to bed. And right now it's pretty much everybody. We're going to wait until these storms are finished up. Still hearing about the sirens in Wayne County right now. The wind is pretty much into southwest Ontario at this point.
Joel Chandler, the outage map has outages where I'm headed, so
So Ryan is relaying that he is heading to the location that he's still talking about here. And at that location, power outages are being reported. Wow. Did anyone else just see that?
What was it?
The bottom of the screen. The active alerts bar just toggled through every single active alert in the state, which is not many, but it just kind of flashed them all at the same time.
I looked at the stream on my phone.
Yeah. That could be something to talk about here. If you're in the Macomb County area, sorry Macomb County, I guess I jinxed it, but it looks like some gusty winds are starting to ramp up here for southern Macomb County, heading towards East Point, Fraser, and St. Clair Shores. Probably already over you guys at this point, but inside and behind the lead squall, there's a pocket of yellow showing up here. And as a reminder, that yellow is a sign of 60-mile-per-hour winds. We're seeing that directly on Masonic Boulevard at Sanker and Lancaster Drive. We also have Common Road.
There's a
Winds
couple,
of winds of 66 possible,
It-
heading
I'd
towards
say a
Fraser.
couple pixels of almost 70 in there.
Yeah, those spots of yellow all the way through the Grosse Pointe area too into eastern Wayne County. So maybe a short fused severe thunderstorm warning incoming. Can't quite say all clear yet for St. Clair County, but we're getting there. It's primarily just Macomb, Wayne, and southern St. Clair County at this point, Chandler. Still needs to be watching out.
Yes, sir. Do we have any cameras over there?
We don't yet. We have camera plan for New Haven,
Ooh.
and we
We have a green tree in the road here just west of the TV. We're trying to clear it to continue.
okay. I put your camera in the top left if you need to jump in and show off any sort of damage for us. Going back to what you were saying, we also have a camera in Ontario. We actually have an install that's supposed to be going up in Ontario near Algonac, or was it Marine City? It was somewhere in between Algonac and Marine City. Our friends in Ontario actually decided, hey, they wanted to sponsor a weather camera, and so we plan on having one soon looking into the United States from Ontario. So Ontario is stepping up. So if you are a business that would love to also step up here in Michigan, help your city become weather aware, a little bit more weather aware, we do appreciate it. Especially, I mean, you saw that firsthand with that Dundee camera at courtesy of A&S Garage. That was a huge help confirming those power outages across Monroe County, especially on the west side. Breaking news, it's windy, according to those in southern Macomb County, and that is confirmed via radar, as I mentioned here on velocity radar, which is your measurement of wind. We're looking for the reds changing to the yellows as outbound wind increases into the Mount Clemens and St. Clair Shores region. Now, as a reminder, because this keeps getting brought up in chat, the sirens are not specific to tornadoes. They're called outdoor warning sirens for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're just meant to warn you if you are outdoors. So if you're inside, the sirens are not meant for you. I know that may blow some of your guys' minds, but if you've always been a sole proprietor of relying on the sirens and the sirens only, well, you're playing with fire, because that's more of your fail-safe option if none of the other modern ways of technology are reliable. I see Ryan has brought his camera in. I will go ahead and take him live as he now has damage to report out there in the Maybe area.
Got me?
Yep, you are full.
I'm not sure if they can hear me or not, but this is a pretty good size tree here facing south. That's interesting because winds are blowing on the north or to the northeast, so it's kind of laid in a bit different of a pattern. So,
So likely change in wind is what you're saying, potentially rotating.
yeah, that's my initial thought. This is the first tree I've seen. It's pointing almost due south, which is weird considering an east movement. So I'll be continuing on trying to get to maybe.
Sounds good. So that was in between Britain and Maybe, or was it? No, sorry, it was Dundee and Maybe out there in Monroe County. That was tree damage, courtesy of our president of operations, Ryan. We do have a new special weather statement coming in, Chandler. Probably our last post or last alert to post on the page of the day.
I hope so.
Special weather statement has been issued by the National Weather Service in Detroit for strong thunderstorms impacting Macomb and St. Clair counties through 2:15 a.m. At 1:18, Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from Elmont to Clinton Township to Grosse Ile, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Wind gusts around 50. Radar indicated. St. Clair Shores, Mount Clemens, New Baltimore, Richmond, Grosse Pointe, Capac, Clinton Township, and Armada around 1:25 a.m. Memphis and Emmett, 1:30. Parsons Island, 1:35. Elginak around 1:40. As early as 1:45 for St. Clair, Marysville, Marine City, and lastly, Port Huron and Lakeport. Closer to that 1:50 time frame. Those winds are starting to gust onto Lake St. Clair, as I should say here, and just offshore of St. Clair Shores. If you guys have any damage to send in from Macomb County or any of the Metro Detroit region, feel free to send them our way. Michigan Storm Chasers on Facebook in our comments section. Otherwise, send them in on Messenger. Make sure to put a time, date, and location with specific crossroads if possible for your damage reports. Otherwise, upload them to our Discord server, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Winds just do not want to leave yet, but they're getting close to being on Lake St. Clair. Passing over Gratiot Avenue at Metropolitan Parkway right now. They put that statement out for all of St. Clair County, even all the way up here towards Yale and Avoca and Capac, which I can see that a little bit, although the main concern for wind is down here to the south. South of Romeo, south of Armada, and south of Richmond. Again, you guys, like I said, still getting wind up there, but the heaviest of the wind, according to radar, as we're seeing right now, where the yellows are located, is around the north side of Lake St. Clair. So the statement's actually going to outlast the tornado watch, Chandler. Just realized that.
It makes sense. The only thing I don't like is I'm seeing a few more larger gusts of wind start to pop in along that line, kind of in between Armada and New Haven down to New Baltimore. Makes me.
It could be the beam height too, but it's
It could be.
yeah.
I'm ready to
Wouldn't be
have a
wouldn't be surprised, yeah, if we get a short-term severe thunderstorm warning. Also, I believe it's Armada. I learned that yesterday, the hard way.
Hand up accountability. So sorry. Didn't mean to.
All right, I am switching my headphone sources because my headphones officially have died. Okay, the viewers should be able to hear you now.
welcome.
So Ryan is still finding damage out there at the current time. Near maybe.
What do you say about me?
I have your camera in the top left whenever you're ready. We get a new storm motion vector here. Since we got a special weather statement in effect for northern Lake St. Clair. 279 at 47. Okay. Not too much of an improvement. Yeah, I would not be surprised if they did trigger one here, Chandler. Along and south of 94 is primarily where this damaging wind may be moving into southern St. Clair County. Would be pushing up towards New Baltimore, Algonac, and Marine City. If you guys are in any of these any one of these areas, let us know what you guys are seeing in terms of the wind. If you have a weather station at your house, we'll even take wind reports that are official from an official weather station that you may have on your property. So feel free to send those our way, and we'll pass those along to the National Weather Service. The main concern right now is Macomb and St. Clair counties. I know the statement is still in effect here for another, what does it say, 20 minutes here, Monroe and Wayne County. But the main action, the main wind is now off into Ontario and Lake Erie. So it just leaves Macomb and St. Clair on this evening. Strong thunderstorms still rolling through, heading up the 94 corridor into St. Clair County. Again, if you are not in one of those counties, we do appreciate you for tuning in tonight. Again, we'll be back here live anytime there is severe weather in the future. Again, we have not missed a single severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning in the state of Michigan dating back to 2023. So committed to keeping you guys covered with wall-to-wall severe weather coverage as long as the PC, hint, hint, stays alive here. Hopefully by next stream, maybe we'll have a solution. Maybe I'll have a brand new PC. Who knows? But again, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying weather aware with us this evening. We are going to stay live until these storms are officially done and out of the state. And by storms specifically, I mean the ones that are currently in Macomb County heading into southern St. Clair.
Have the go to bed meter ready to go. I need these storms to not screw that up for me.
Is it for the entire state?
It is for the entire state with a big red X on Wisconsin.
We're almost there, y'all. Once we give the all clear, go blow up that post because I love it. And it's a great, funny post to kind of end the day. So as we continue to watch these storms roll through and out of the southeast side of Michigan, again, we hope you guys are able to successfully pick up the pieces. Obviously, you may need to turn to some local businesses. And speaking of course, we'll kind of pivot a little bit here just for a quick second while these storms are on northern Lake St. Clair and portions of Macomb County. If you guys were impacted by any sort of storm damage today, whether it's tree damage, exterior home construction damage, need restoration for flooding, we got a bunch of trusted partners here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Our caring for you guys goes beyond the scenes that we're showing you here live. Chandler, who's right below me, if you guys need help in any sort of way, whether that is for restoration or exterior home construction, we have a bunch of trusted partners here across the state of Michigan that are licensed and insured and personally vetted by Chandler himself. To give you guys the coverage and recovery that you need to get back on your feet when it comes to storm damage. So if you need guidance in terms of getting in contact with one of our trusted partners, feel free to send us an email. Again, Chandler's the main email, chandler@michiganstormchasers.com. Otherwise, again, we'll have our list of trusted partners that will run through here at the end of the stream. So stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, if you sent in a super chat, pivoting again, if you send in a super chat here in part 2 of this coverage, we'll go ahead and read through those at the end of the stream as well.
Probably going to miss all the ones from the first half of coverage, Joel, but
Correct. Yep. Those ones are unfortunately gone with the wind.
thank you to everyone who had one during part 1A of the stream.
Yes. Strongest bit of rotation I see on land right now is actually directly over New Haven, as expected to get a weather camera in the days to come. Sneak peek for those who are watching, of course. If you live in Macomb County, New Haven's getting a camera soon. If you guys missed it, of course, we mentioned it about 15 minutes ago. Those winds are heading straight on up M19 crossing over 29 Mile and Putty Gut Road, as well as St. Clair Highway.
Well, Joel, while we kind of get near the tail end here, I'm gonna quick have a bite to eat and use the restroom. If you need something, I can cover for you. It's up to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, mobile homes are not a great place to be in a tornado warning. Obviously, if it's your only option, you got to do what you got to do. Jump into a bathtub if possible. But ultimately, if you do get in a tornado warning, you do want to be relocating to substantial shelter if you are able to do so. So, food for thought for the next severe weather event. Make sure to get a weather-ready plan in place. Whether that weather-ready plan involves stocking your shelter or finding a reliable source to turn to and visit during a severe event. It's a good option to figure out. And again, everyone's weather-ready plan is different. But ultimately, as long as you're weather-ready, you will survive our severe weather here in the state of Michigan. Gusty winds right now, as mentioned, New Baltimore, New Haven, Memphis, and Richmond, and Burrville, stretching as far north as Emmett, Capac, and maybe Yale, although it's a little far away. You guys are still with us here this evening. If you guys have been here since the beginning, shout out to you guys for being dedicated watchers here at MSC. And again, you guys made it through another severe weather event. We're happy to do this all the time. Let us know how the vibes are at your place here in chat. And again, we're wrapping up the stream here very soon, probably within the next 15 minutes, as these storms still have to move through southern St. Clair County. But this is the last county here for severe weather this evening. Macomb County, you've got about 3 minutes and we'll say 45 seconds. It's still going to be raining, obviously, but the current edge of the wind is on the county line here south of Richmond, but also curves back between Richmond and Burrville, according to our latest scan here at 1:29 in the morning. The edge of the rain is along and east now of 127. To the west, it is starting to clear out pretty quickly. We're so close, y'all. Let me get that statement in. I noticed that wasn't up. Current time, by the way, 1:34 a.m. If you're a little bit delayed, feel free to refresh. But we are about 10 to 15 minutes away, as mentioned, from this being an all clear. Right now, the main concern is going to be that 94 corridor in St. Clair County. Fairhaven now getting the brunt of the wind right there on Broadbridge Road near Palms. Traveling up Middle Channel Drive into Algonac, just Fruit Street, Phelps Road, and M29. Go ahead and go to the north, just to give you guys an idea that it is all clear up there. Some gusty rain showers moving through, of course. In fact, right here in central Kalkaska County, heading towards Grayling, some gusty showers on the backside of that cold front. So that's the only real big issue up there tonight is some gusty showers, but for the most part, we'll be all clear as soon as these showers are done. And showers and storms are done here in St. Clair County, which is very soon. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting. At the current time, there's still a special weather statement in effect for 10 more minutes for Wayne and Monroe. But the strength, or the main concern of wind is already off on the Lake Erie. Still some rain, some thunder and lightning in Wayne and Monroe counties, but again, still watching up there to the north, the New Haven and Marine City and Algonac region. The only technical warning in the state right now is a special marine warning shown by the blue box for northern Lake St. Clair and the Detroit River. These are in effect for another 23 minutes and another 8 minutes. We did get a bunch of marine reports actually just in. In fact, a severe marine report of 61 miles per hour at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club in Wayne, Michigan. 56 miles per hour reported at Pesce Island Lighthouse, I believe. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but we also have a 45 mile per hour marine gust. Grosse Ile Airport, and 58 just offshore from Estro Beach on the Detroit River Lighthouse. There's some gusts to report with y'all. If you guys need an updated go to bed meter, again, Chandler's going to have the all clear go to bed post here very soon on our Facebook page. Again, Michigan Storm Chasers on Facebook. But right now, the all clear zone includes everybody but St. Clair County at the current time. I know Macomb County, you're still in that special weather statement. But again, we got to wait. Yeah, we're ready, guys, to go to bed. Right now, torrential downpours ongoing right now in St. Clair County. The lead line of this wind in the latest update is going to be on Putty Gut Road still. Putty Gut near West Rick. St. Clair Highway up to the north towards Fred W. Moore Highway. And Trumbull Road next to the Allington Road vicinity, and this is all traveling up 94 towards St. Clair and Marysville. Again, we got you covered from beginning to end. We had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings today, multiple instances of damaging winds. A couple tornadoes did occur Not everyone got hit, of course, but that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So if you were not impacted by the severe weather today, can take a nice breather tonight and be thankful that you are not one of the victims of severe weather. Ultimately, curious to see what the soundings were on those weather balloon launches earlier this evening in terms of maybe what went right and what was going wrong. But we are
Everything went wrong for ours, so
yeah, we launched a couple weather balloons from the office in Three Rivers. They critically failed, I guess is the word. The one up in Grand Rapids did not. And according to Chandler, I have not seen it yet, but the data there was fairly decent.
I haven't even seen the data yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, I thought you
The
said I thought you said it was decent.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
The first balloon that we launched, the probe was bent too much, and the second one I didn't switch the frequency on, so it was tracking both balloons or both radiosondes up through the atmosphere. So
oh gosh.
I'm still gonna try and pull soundings from it, but I'm not banking on it being relevant.
Yeah. St. Clair, Marysville, you got about 5 minutes here. Marine City, it's impacting you guys right now. Torrential downpour ongoing in Port Huron with a little bit of gusty winds. Also, Sparlingville and Gardendale kind of getting split right now between the two cells, but gusty winds are on your way here along and south of 69 from Emmett over to Port Huron. Well, since we're about 5 minutes away here, and again, the story is if you are in St. Clair County, 50 mile per hour winds are possible. We'll go ahead and start reading through some of our super chats as promised here. And again, if you are a submitter of a super chat in our first stream of part 1 coverage, unfortunately, those are gone forever, but we do appreciate you for supporting operations here at MSC. We will read off all of the part 2 super chats here as we go through them. So shout out to JG with a $2 super chat saying thank you for all you do. Back at the beginning of this part 2 coverage, back when we were having computer issues, Tyler Jackson with a $35 super chat saying I'll lead the way on Get Joel a Better Computer Fund. Thank you very much, Tyler. Artesia, $20 super chat saying just sending good vibes and safety to the team. Appreciate you as well. Row to Rooter, $5 super chat saying welcome back. Thank you all for what you were doing, and cheers to Dawn for being on point the whole time with the ASL. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Got Shane S with a $10 super chat saying I'll chip in some too, Tyler, for the PC fund. Noel G to $9.99 super chat saying thanks for sticking with us through the tech troubles. We appreciate you all. No problem. Thank you for sticking with us as we meandered them. We got Mary Rosa, $4.99 super chat. South Lansing appreciates y'all. Thank you, Mary. Shout out to those watching from Lansing tonight, of course. Feather joining the team as a bronze member. Jules, $4.99 super chat saying thank you for everything. $10 super chat from Sky Drifter for CPU/computer fund. Scoot sending 5 gifted memberships for those who are subscribed here on YouTube. Happens all the time. If you are a subscriber, which is free to do, check your account. We got James B, $5 super chat saying fellow Oakland County folks, stay prepared for this tornado watch until 2 a.m. Oakland County, you guys are now in the clear. Simply, $4.99 super chat saying randomly met an MSC fan at the gas station today. Someone mentioned the weather, and we both spoke up to recommend you guys MSC for life. That's awesome. Appreciate you, and the connections out there are wild. If you talk about Michigan Storm Chasers with any stranger, I'm sure it really comes in handy. So it's a good icebreaker, I guess you could say. Get Chandler back in here in the bottom of the screen for his honest opinions on that. Also, we have Chris G joining the team as a bronze member. Sparty F, $5 super chat saying, "Be safe, MSC office peeps," from earlier with the tornado warning. Got Jeff with the $1.99 super chat earlier, watching from Brighton. Shandi, $5, or not $5 super chat, but a bronze membership. Thank you, Shandi. FLM, $4.99 super chat, checking in from Farmington Hills this evening. Brandon M joining the team as a bronze member, as well as Christine P. We got Kuh, spelled K-U-H, $4.99 super chat, saying, "Once again, best live coverage of the storms in Michigan ever. Thank you very much. Let's get these guys a new GPU," with a sweaty face emoji. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll have to do something along the lines. I'll be in discussion with some of you guys probably behind the scenes that sent me an email earlier. Catherine D, $1.99 super chat, checking in from Bloomingdale and Grand Junction earlier. Gregory, $10 super chat, saying, "Thanks for what y'all do. You're my go-to channel when these weather events are happening." Thank you very much, Gregory. And we're loading in a bunch more here. Oh boy.
Don't crash the PC, Joel.
Yep. Try not to. Gusty winds, by the way, right now entering St. Clair and Marine City still. They're about 5 minutes away from Marysville and about 7 minutes away from Port Huron, just to look back at the radar. Again, these winds are not severe at the current time, but it's still gusty, and isolated power outages are possible. We got Jaeger, $2 super chat, saying, "Lights flickered in Sturgis earlier. Thank you very much." Mary C, $9.99 super chat, saying, "Thank you for all you do, keeping us informed and updated." No problem. Yandir, sending jewels as well as Love Strong. Sue P, $9.99 super chat, saying, "Thanks for everything, MSC team. Appreciate you. Adding to the Joel Better Computer Resource Fund, LOL." Thank you very much. So definitely will not go to waste there. We got Steph, $5 super chat. Megan D, $5 super chat, saying, "MSC Technology Funds." Jeremy M, $2 super chat. And Tiff Zombie with a $2 super sticker. Lipel joining the team as a bronze member. Erica B, saying, "You all are truly amazing, and I feel safer watching you all." That means a lot to us, Erica, and we're glad that you were able to tune in and stay safe with us tonight. Kenneth D, joining the team as a silver member. Not Lou, $10 super chat, saying, "Very much appreciate the coverage. I've got friends on the road, and I'm keeping them updated thanks to you." Appreciate you, and hopefully your friends are able to stay safe tonight with your buddy system in place. We got Lisa C with a $9.99 super chat, saying, "I love you, MSC. Please know how much you are appreciated for keeping us safe, even when tech issues arise. You guys outshine every other weather service," with a heart emoji. Thank you very much, Lisa. And we do strive to be the best here in Michigan, even with those technology issues. Also, letting you guys know behind the scenes, the tornado watch has been expired officially for, I think, everybody except Branch and Hillsdale for some reason. I think that's, the National Weather Service in northern Indiana has to cancel that. So we're waiting on them still. One Big joined the team as a silver member. We got Susan D, $19.99 super chat, saying, "Thanks for keeping us informed. Also adding to the tech fund for new computers," with a smiley face emoji. You guys are so gracious. We appreciate you. And every little bit helps. Again, we started from scratch here at MSC in 2022, and because of you guys and your generous support, we've been able to get to the point we're at. Obviously, we're still upgrading things every single month, and so every little bit does help. So we appreciate you. Emerald D, $2 super chat, checking in for their son in Angola, Indiana earlier, saying they got hit hard. Gregory W, another $10 super chat, saying, "I have a buddy who is good with that tech stuff. I'll ask him and send you a message if he has any feedback." Thank you, Gregory, for taking the extra initiative on your behalf, my behalf, I guess. Sean Paints, $5 super chat, saying thanks for what you do. Chandler, this is starting to lag my computer a little bit. No Haven checking in with a $10 super chat, asking earlier this evening, taking 94 home from Chelsea to Jackson. Should wait at work for a little bit, question mark. Hopefully you were able to make an executive decision. Unfortunately, we can't really tell you person by person, but we do appreciate the super chat. And again, hopefully you're able to stay safe out there this evening. Shannon K joining the team as a bronze member, and N8IWS back for month number 18, saying, and this is going to upset the winter lovers, well, it's not snow. It indeed is not snow, but it is wind, and a lot of it. We appreciate your support, N8. We got Supa Dope sending Jules, and Jules again. Hot Mess, 199 super chat, saying safe to go to bed in Vanderbilt. Absolutely. Gregory W back with 5 gifted memberships. Emily K, $2 super chat, saying thank you for Plenaway County. Renee M sending Jules. Iva joining the team as a bronze member. We're getting there, guys. We got Boiled B, $4.99 super chat, saying thanks for all the hard work and effort this evening, keeping us informed. No problem, Boiled. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are just tuning in right now and wondering what's going on, the 50-mile-per-hour gusts are now leaving Michigan. Marine City is the only place being impacted by these gusty winds still, right there on Bell River Road. Otherwise, again, we are wrapping up our stream and giving the necessary shout-outs to those who have supported operations this evening. Michael R, $50 super chat, saying thank you so much for all you guys do! Exclamation point. Been watching before the Weberville tornado back in 2023. I remember you guys having 30,000 subscribers back then. You guys have come a long way in the past 4 years. Please keep it up. Absolutely. Thank you, Michael, for being one of our longtime followers. Appreciate you from back in the OG days. And continue to support us here at MSC, and we hope to have you here for more severe weather coverage in the future. We got Betty H, 5 gifted memberships, and Michael R, 5 gifted memberships. Lori, 1 big, with 5 gifted memberships each. Amy, 10 gifted memberships. RT, 1 gifted membership. Betty H, 5 gifted memberships. And Mary C, upgrading their membership to gold. Thank you so much, everyone, for your gifted memberships. For those who are subscribed on YouTube, check your account. You may have been gifted courtesy of one of our gracious donors. Emerald D, $2 super chat. Sturgis got hit hard. Friend that lives there said so. Thank you for checking in with Sturgis, of course. Yeah, they had a tornado very close by earlier this evening, and we saw on our weather camera it was gusting hard. Danny's Uncanny, $5, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Danny's. We got Sierra, Not Neef, and Grayson ×2 sending Jules. HDPG Radio, $2 super chat, saying keep up the good work, guys and ladies. Thank you guys very much. Meme Mode, $4.99 super chat. What direction is the storm system moving? It was moving primarily west to east, with some storm motion southwest to northeast this evening. It stayed primarily along and south of 96. Jackman, $1.99 super chat. Blissfield got hit earlier. Stuff all over. Thank you, Jackman, for that report. Send in some damage reports our way if you can. Sevening, $10 super chat, saying for the PC and monitor fund. Thank you very much. Felicia, $10 super chat, saying for your monitors and the hard work with the smiley face emoji. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Delta Plays, joining the team as a bronze member. Megan D, $5 super chat. Thank you for every piece of coverage tonight. You guys are amazing. All the mods, Joel, Chandler, Julie, and Dawn, thank you guys very much. No problem. We're happy to do it for you guys, keeping you guys safe 24/7. M. Bick with a B, $5 super chat, saying thank you for keeping us safe. No problem, M. We got Zaw, $20 super chat, saying MSC PC upgrade fund. Appreciate you. Thank you for helping out. Delta P, $1 super chat. $20 super chat from Cheryl R, saying thank you for all you do with a heart emoji, or the blushing emoji, I should say. Appreciate you, Cheryl. Thank you for checking in and staying safe with us tonight. Slow H joining the team as a bronze member. Evan H, one of our chasers here, also gifting 10 memberships. Delta P, $2 super chat, saying lots of rain and lightning in Southgate right now. CC, $4.99 super chat. Delta P, $2 super chat again, saying truck had a hard time in the wind 20 minutes ago. DK also with a $1.99 super chat, saying thanks guys with the hands grasp emoji. Thank you guys all so much for those $2 super chats and the $4 super chats. Silver, Jody, More Family, and Kier sending jewels. Fly, $2 super chat. Artesia, $5 super chat, saying rest those hands, Dawn. You deserve it, with a smiley face emoji. Absolutely. And again, we're appreciative of Dawn and, of course, Caitlin as well for being our ASL interpreters here at MSC now. They do great work for the stream, and hopefully they were able to keep up with me and Chandler tonight as we were rattling off a lot of those cities rather quickly. We got SLIS, $2 super chat, saying is Casco safe for the night? I'd say yes. We're giving the all clear here shortly. Nander, $5 super chat. Do you believe today overperformed or underperformed overall in Michigan? Thank you all for keeping everyone up to date as well. I would say probably slightly underperformed. I think that early stuff that we saw move through mid to late afternoon was a little bit of a hindrance. It wasn't a complete deterrent, but it did play a bit of a role. Again, we could have seen temperatures up near 90 degrees a day in West Michigan, and ultimately they got up around 85. And so it was a little bit underdone, but still we did see those gusty winds move through the Grand Rapids area, and of course all the way down to the state line and across 96 and 94 here to the east side of the state. So slightly underperformed. Obviously did not really get further north than the M46 corridor. But again, probabilities are probabilities. Even on a day where you can see probabilities of, what would we have, 65 to 89%, there's still that 11% out there or 20% out there chance that if you get a storm, it doesn't go severe. So that is the wonderful world of probability here when it comes to forecasting severe weather. Raven, we got Raven's Black Rose, $49.99 super chat, saying thank you for covering Michigan. No problem. Hope to see you back here soon, Raven, of course. We're always here. HDPG Radio, back for month number 1 as a bronze member, saying good night all. Keep up the good work, MSC team. Absolutely will. Micah, Silver Windy, and Micah again sending jewels. Our moderator, Julie, with a $5 super chat, saying you guys rocked it. Also, Heat Lightning, just to troll us, of course. There's no such thing as Heat Lightning for those who are new here. Not to break any backs, but Heat Lightning does not exist. Always have to mention it because Julie brings it up. Country Dolphin, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. SLIS, $10 super chat once again, saying literally just woke up a few minutes ago from the storm outside. The wind and the rain was wild. It startled me up. Made me check your channel to make sure I was in the clear. Thank you all for what you do. No problem. And happy to help out this evening and being that source to turn to when it comes to severe weather. Zaw joining the team as a bronze member. And lastly, unless there's any more joining in here for super chats, we got Tiffany James, $4.99. Lots of wind and rain in Fort Gratiot. Thank you for all that you do. No problem, Tiffany, and thank you all who support operations this evening. That's the end of the super chats from this stream, and the good news here is our wind has moved off into Ontario completely. So Chandler, if you haven't already, I think it's time to send that all clear. I will put a note here that there is a shear line moving across the 75 corridor north of Roscommon. Don't expect it to be severe, but some suddenly gusty rain showers would be moving across northern Michigan. That's the really only thing I see on radar right now.
I agree with you.
Oh, thank you, Zaw. Zaw says that their username is pronounced zombie, just spelled differently. Now that I look at it, it does make sense. Appreciate you. Thank you for correcting me. I may forget in the future just because we have, a million people following us across all the platforms. But for this stream, we'll call you Zombie. Also, M-W sending to Jules. Thank you very much. But we are at that point. Obviously, the special weather statement lasts through 2:15, but those winds are now into Ontario, heading up into the Sarnia, in London, and Strathroy. Wow, I can't even speak. What does that say? Strathroy? If you guys are watching from Canada, I deeply apologize. That could be a silent letter, or that may not be a silent letter. But if that is heading up into southwest Ontario right now, eventually heading towards London, and those are just going to be some gusty winds, likely below severe limits. So we are at that point, Michigan. If you have watched us here to the end, I think officially, unless there's any disagreement, we can give you guys the all clear for severe weather the remainder of the night as of officially 2 a.m., right when the tornado watch is expiring. We have a flood advisory in effect for Kalamazoo and Calhoun County, portions of the central portion of the county here for another hour or two. But other than that, tornado watch is expired. Severe weather's done. Statement's going to expire here in about 15 minutes, but we are clear. And so thank you guys so much for watching this evening. We have one more thing to get to, Chandler, and of course that will be our trusted partners that help keep the stream operational and daily operations going 24/7, 365 days a year. So if you guys were impacted in any way this evening by severe weather and need a little pick-me-up and need help and get sent in the right direction for one of our trusted partners that specializes in restoration work or exterior construction work or the likes, we've got a bunch of different trusted partners that you guys can reach out to, and each one of them specializes in a different side of the state. What was that, Ryan? Interesting. It was very quiet. Put this to my ear while I read off our trusted partners here.
I have returned home safely, but am out of power.
Sounds good. Thank you for letting us know. So Chandler, Ryan has returned home officially,
Ooh.
but he is without power.
Oh boy.
So just a heads up for potential page operations tomorrow. We might be a little short in terms of post.
I'm without power too. Uh-oh.
There goes the office lights.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting into our list of trusted partners, A-Class Construction and Restoration, specializing in restoration work across Northwest Lower. We got American Arbor. We've got tree damage in Southwest Michigan tonight. That's your go-to there. Apex Restoration, specializing in restoration work in Genesee County and the Thumb. For all of your IT needs, feel free to turn to Battle Creek IT. Carlton Equipment Company. For all of your equipment needs in terms of removing any sort of storm damage from your property, or if anything construction related is needed. Crystal Flash, for all of your fuel propane delivery needs. Ink Media, specializing in growth-focused digital marketing strategies. Katz Roofing and Siding projects in the Lansing and Potterville area. Kuiper Tree Care, based in West Michigan. And based in Southeast Michigan, McKay Tree Specialists. Over into Sanilac and St. Clair counties, where the winds are wrapping up, you've got Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding looking out for you. On Top Roofing, if you're watching from Livingston County, that is your number one option for all exterior construction needs. Rainbow Restoration, for all of your restoration needs in West Michigan. Rapid radios. Hold it up to the camera here. This is our Rapid radio. Trust them here with our communication with our chasers. You can get one yourself by contacting Rapid Radios. If you'd like to donate to a great charity, you got the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Detroit. Help families find the comfort they deserve in times of sickness. ServPro is also got you covered in terms of fire, water damage to mold remediation and storm cleanup 24/7 across the Lower Peninsula. StormGuard Metro Detroit North for all of your exterior home construction needs across North Metro Detroit. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors over there in West Michigan. Top Notch Tree Care covering Lansing and Jackson, the 127 corridor. And lastly, Victor's Home Solutions for all of your home projects in Central Michigan. That includes Mount Pleasant and the Tri-Cities area. That is our full list of trusted partners. Again, feel free to extend your thanks. We're extending our thanks to all of our trusted partners for keeping these streams 100% free for you guys to watch throughout the year, and of course supporting our daily operations the most. So appreciate you guys, and if you guys miss any of those trusted partners, feel free to reach out to Chandler right below us, right below me, at Chandler@MichiganStormChasers.com, and he'll point you in the right direction to get in contact with one of those trusted partners we just rattled off. If you guys have a location or a business that would love to sponsor a weather camera as well, as mentioned, we had a lot of weather cameras featured on tonight's stream. Some of them are very crucial when it came to the warning process. You can help out your city by putting a weather camera in your city by reaching out to Ryan. He's our president of operations at Ryan@MichiganStormChasers.com, and he'll send you a form to fill out if you'd like to sponsor a weather camera. It's a one-time install cost, 5-year warranty. It's well worth it. And of course, your business does get some exposure to it. So, highly recommend. We're looking in a bunch of different spots across the state. I know we mentioned earlier in the stream, Chandler, Cass and Branch County are needs right now. Lansing area, we are like 0 for 12 in the Lansing area. If you know anyone in the Lansing area at all, I would love to sponsor a weather camera. Please reach out, because every single source we've turned to has either ghosted us or just they don't have the right proper requirements to host a camera. So Lansing area is a big need. I know Muskegon, Big Rapids, Saginaw, Mount Pleasant, and going further north, I guess Traverse City and Grayling are some good options up there that are still in need of some weather cameras. So big locations, of course. So feel free to reach out. Chandler, is there anything else that I may have missed? Any sort of PSA as we go about our live severe weather coverage here as of 2:07 on June 12th?
I don't think so. As always, thanks everybody for the support. We will always do our best to put the best viewership experience that we can out for you. Sorry that we had some technical difficulties tonight. It's a good problem to have when there's so many people watching our coverage that our computers can't handle it. And we're very thankful that so many of you trust us for that.
Absolutely.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. Did you post it?
Oh, it's up.
Alrighty. If you're watching right now, go blow up that post on our Facebook page. The go to bed post is the entire state, as we're officially in the all clear. Again, we'd love to hang out and chat with you, but it's been a long week here at MSC, and we're back at it tomorrow with more forecasts. And again, we got severe weather coming on Saturday potentially for portions of the Lower Peninsula. So we'll always be posting forecasts 365 days a year, even on holidays. So if you're new here to the state of Michigan or new here to our channel, we'd love to have you as a follower. Make sure to hit that follow button or the subscribe button on the way out. And we hope to see you back here soon at Michigan Storm Chasers. From myself here at Michigan Storm Chasers, I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. That's Chandler. That's Dawn below us. We bid you adieu for this evening. Thank you for trusting us. Hope you have a great night's sleep. And check back here soon for more live severe weather coverage or a severe weather briefing in the days to come. Have a great night. We'll talk very, very soon.